Hello, hello, hello. So, the title of today's discussion is Focus on Yourself to Manifest Everything That You Desire. All right, so we're going to continue the series on manifestation. And I'm going to talk a little bit slower. I've been dealing with a little bit of allergies. Been a little under the weather, but I'm healing right now. All right, so let me hit this live button. Let's get into it. Cool, beautiful. All right, so let's start with this couple paragraphs and let's really get into this message, okay? All right. I did not awaken by accumulating more knowledge, but by unlearning the noise that told me I was separate. The further I walked toward external alignment, the further I walked toward external enlightenment, the more I felt the ache of exile, until finally I collapsed, no longer able to pretend that the map others gave me could lead me to myself. It was in the quiet surrender, not in striving, not in working, that I felt the hush of something holy. Not a God above rewarding performance, but a presence within that had never left. It spoke in silence, wrapped me in stillness, and called me by the name only love could know. I had spent lifetimes trying to prove I was worthy of heaven, only to discover that heaven had always been within. Every ritual I performed, every mask I wore, was an attempt to earn what was already mine. The kingdom was not a prize to be won, but a state to be remembered. The divine was not waiting on the mountaintop. I found it at the altar of my own honesty. And when I stopped trying to become, when I stopped trying to become and simply was, I realized God wasn't looking for worshipers, but for those bold enough to recognize themselves as the sacred he already called home. And it's very interesting. What a paradox, right? The more that we search for God outside of us, in people, in lovers, in SPs, right? In the bank account, in the church, in the friendships, in the healed relationships with your family, the more that we search for God outside of us, we find nothing. The more that we're striving, we find nothing. We find more of ourselves, more reflection of our own lack. But the moment that we go within, this is when we can receive everything. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all things will be added unto thee. Know yourself as source. Know yourself as the creator. Know yourself as the center of the universe, and then allow things to be added to you. Are you making it about them or about you? Are you making it about that thing or about you? Remember, this is not a journey of receiving. This is a journey of remembering who you have always been. Remember who you have always been, okay? So you become the vibration that you seek. Start this off. You become the vibration you seek, all right? So Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Remember, I'll constantly say this. I say, okay, it says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. It does not say, as a man regulates his nervous system, so is he. It doesn't say, as a man feels in his heart, so is he, right? Even scripture says what? The heart is deceitful above all things, who can know it? As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As you think, as you speak, this is what your reality is. Okay? Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay? Y'all slow down. I'm gonna give y'all all that. I'm gonna give y'all all of that. I'm gonna give y'all all that, right? I'm here for a long time, not just a good time. Right? Soak up this game. We're gonna go from the beginning to the end, how to get the life that you want. Right? Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is, what is faith? Is faith a feeling? No, it's not. So when we talk about faith, belief, conviction, knowing, all these things that we quote unquote need to actually get the things that we want. What are these things? What is this talking about? Right? Your faith. What is your conviction? It is my loyalty to the story. Remember, I am. There's only one law in this universe. I am. God is everything. I am. Pure awareness. Everything is awareness. It's pure consciousness. It's pure God. It's pure source. It is all that there is. Everything after that is a concession of I am. All right? So whatever you say it is what it is. Consistently. Now let's go to the second part of this, because I really want to hit this point home. Drive this point home. God, your I am awareness is above your feelings. Your I am awareness does not need the faith of your ego. It does not need your ego on board. Your I am awareness does not need your praise, gratitude, love. It's above these things. Your I am awareness simply needs your loyalty and commitment to your story. Before that SP can commit to you, you must commit to yourself. Before that SP can marry you, can come back in your life, propose to you, a new version of them can show up, guess what? You have to propose, commit, marry that new version of yourself. This is what your I am needs. I am simply is. It does not need your gratitude. It does not need your worship. Does not need a high five. Does not need anything but your loyalty, your commitment to the story, your remembrance of who you are. Okay? This is what it is. Next, Neville Goddard. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live in the end. One of my favorite things to talk about, right? Live in the end. The master class that Abdullah, Neville's teacher, gave him. When Neville wanted to go to Barbados, right? Neville wanted to go to Barbados. He went to Abdullah, who was his teacher at the time, and told him the situation. Look, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I want to go to Barbados, yada, yada, yada. And what did Abdullah say right after this conversation? He simply said, you are already in Barbados. He's about to give Neville a master class on going to the end and staying your ass there. All right. So at first, Neville didn't really pay attention. Went on about his business. Circled back later. Okay, cool. I think this is going to show up. And nothing's really happening, though. But I think I can do this to get a ticket and I don't have a job. And what did Abdullah say? How can you tell me how you're going to get to Barbados if you're already in Barbados? You're already in Barbados. Right? How can you tell me this situation that you're in with your SP doesn't look right? Y'all are already married, right? How can you be telling me that this one little thing is going to give you your prosperity? You're already prosperity. Why are you reacting to the middle like it's the end? Go to the end and stay there. So finally, what did Neville do? He went to sleep every night like he was in Barbados. Like he was in Barbados, he went to sleep, right? Every night. And finally, his brother hit him up. Hey, I'm going to give you this ticket to Barbados. And so Neville went back to Abdullah. This is part 2 of the masterclass. Neville went back to him. Okay, this worked. Look, I'm going to Barbados. Finally, I'll be there. I get to travel first class half the trip. But the second half of the trip, I'm coach. But hopefully, hear this. That word hopefully, right? What does that hint towards? It hints towards another desire that I have, right? Hopefully means I desire something, right? Remember, desire is the fulfillment. We cannot separate desire from having. You desiring it is source desiring it through you. So the desiring of it is the promise that you have it. So the moment he tells him, look, I'm going to be first class, but the second part, I'll probably be coach, right? What did Abdullah tell him? He went straight to the end again. What do you mean? If you're in Barbados and you traveled first class. Point blank period. Straight to the end and sat there. No more conversation, just went to the end. And what of course happened is that Neville did end up going to Barbados and he traveled first class. This is what we're talking about when we say go to the end and sit your ass down. Go to the end and stay there. What do you want? Go to the end, you have it. That's it. How can you tell me that this situation is unfavorable? How can you tell me how should I respond if this situation doesn't look right? Do you have it or not? How can you ask me how you should respond if you already have it? Remember who you are. Remember what you already have, and then do whatever. You want to know what inspired action really is? Inspired action is everything that you do from the knowing that you are already the person that you desire to be to get what you want. That's all inspired action is. Anything else, what is anything else? You're just doing it from lack. So if you say you have somebody and you walk into whatever conversation, they could hang up in your face, they could cuss you out, they could say, I never want to hear from you again, they could block you. If you are in the state of I already have them, it's done. We are together. It doesn't matter what action you take next. You could do nothing. You could call them. You could text them. You could send them an email. You could tie up a letter in a pigeon, put it in his beak and fly it to them. It doesn't matter what you do. It's not about what you do. It is always about who is doing it. Who is doing it? What do I have to do is always the wrong question. What do I have to remember that I already am is always the right question. That's it. What do I have to do, Alex? Wrong question. What do you have to remember you already are? That is the right question. All right. It's the right question. I've been missing y'all too. Okay. Next quote. T.S. Eliot. The end is where we start from. The end is where we start from. Facts. The beginning and the end are the same, right? What's the fastest way to get from point A to point B? You know what I'm saying? Common sense would say a straight line, right? But we just bend the paper in half. We make the beginning the end, all right? The desire is the fulfillment. Therefore, it is the end. And now all paths lead to the same point. We're not traveling in a straight line. We are bending reality to us. How do we bend reality? How do we fold that piece of paper and collapse point A to point B? We do that by going to the end and staying there. All right, that's what we do. All right, new quote by Rumi. You are the seeker, the search, and the found. Basically, you are everything that you desire. Right? You are the one looking for that SP. You are your SP. Right? You are every single thing that you're looking for. You're not even looking for that person. You're looking for the version of you that you would be with that person. Grant that to yourself right now. All right? Good. So let's get into it. The law of being. The law of being. The universe is not moved by what you want. It is moved by what you are. Desire, when rooted in lack, whispers a single vibration to creation, I do not have it. And so life mirrors you perfectly. Jesus did not say, to him who wants, more will be given. He said, to him who has, more will be given, right? Matthew 13:12. To him who has, more will be given. But to him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. All right? I keep manifesting shit and I can't hold on to it. It's easy for me to get it, but it leaves. What is the identity that is manifesting it? All right? Are you making it about you or about them? About you or about that thing? If I still have piss poor beliefs about women and I'm trying to get this one person to change, even when they come in, my dominant beliefs are typically going to still play out. All right? So who am I at the core? Who am I at the core? All right? Because the having is not a material condition. It is a state of being. Having something, holding something. This is not a physical condition. It is a state of being. To have is a state of being. To lack is a state of being. Somebody can have the world, all the material, and still be empty inside. To have is a state of being. Okay? Think of a tuning fork. It does not chase another note. It simply vibrates in truth and the note comes into resonance. So it is with you. If you seek love, radiate love until it is the air you breathe. If you seek abundance, live as one, for whom abundance is the natural atmosphere. If you seek peace, let peace saturate your breath until chaos cannot find a place to land. Rumi wrote, you are the seeker, the search, and the found. This is the mystical key. You are not hunting the treasure. You are becoming the treasure, and the world obedient to its laws, must arrange itself to match you. You are not waiting for anything outside of you to come. You are reminding yourself that you are already all that there is. You are everything. You are the center of the universe. Everything comes from you. And because everything comes from you, everything must flow to you also. Almost got twisted up on those words. Because you are everything, everything must flow to you. Cool. All right. Identity. Let me not kick out this microphone, y'all. My bad. All right, so identity before evidence. Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You feel me? All right. Faith is not passive hoping. Faith is identity assumed before the evidence appears. You do not wait for the crown to sit upon your head before you call yourself a king. You wear it in the wilderness, in the valley, even in exile, because identity births evidence, not the other way around. You don't wait for the prosperity. You don't wait for that person to show up to finally say you are fulfilled, you are prosperity. You put on your crown and you walk as such, and then reality must change to you. Reality is you. You're not reality. Reality is you. You are the source. Reality is an extension of you. You're not an extension of reality. Okay? The wealthy do not become wealthy after the money arrives. They hold the consciousness of wealth, and the money comes as a servant to that consciousness. Reality is your servant. Right? Reality is your servant. You can call it whatever you want. You can replace servant for whatever. I know some of y'all thought of some other words to put in there, but reality is yours. You are the one calling the shots. Right? The beloved does not radiate joy only after the proposal. They embody the love within and watch it multiply and form. Okay? I'll be a good woman when I find a good man. I'll be a good man when I find a good woman. Right? You'll never find one. Because you're not even a match to one with that attitude. Right? When I walk in the identity, right? So you decide you want to be a wife, you want to be a husband. When you put on that identity and you begin to walk as such, now you can be one. Right? I had this conversation with this goddess the other day, right? At my cousin's wedding. Right? I was sitting down the day after, and like they had breakfast in the hotel. I'm sitting down with one of the young ladies. She's very, very intelligent, very opinionated. Right? I can tell she'd been hurt by some of the opinions. So we just got to chopping it up, and one of the things that we really started talking about was that exact topic. I'll be a good woman for a good man. And the question that I always love to ask is, all right, would you accept a man that was acting like that for you? Or would you accept, or gentlemen, if you feel the same way, would you accept a woman who is acting that way towards you? Who say, you know what, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to act a certain way until you marry me, right? First of all, don't you got to know what you're getting before you're getting married? Even in the physical reality, we understand how crazy this sounds. But this is the same concept that we also have to place within the spiritual world. You can never have anything that you are not being. Even with a broke mentality, if you win the lottery tomorrow, you will be back broke. Even, right, with a lack mentality, the person of your dreams could walk into your life and you will still find a way to fuck it up. With a broke mentality, the job of your dreams could hire you and you will find a way to fuck it up. You will find a way. Right? You have to work on yourself. You have to be what you want before you can receive what you want. The only rule, the only law is I am. It is consciousness. You receive who you are. You receive what you are. It makes no sense, nor is it of any use for me to sit around affirming for a soulmate, but have this, I've always been betrayed. Men are all dogs. You know what I'm saying? All these women cheat. These women are just gold diggers. It makes no sense for me to try to bring something like that into my life if I just have all of this bullshit underneath, hoping that you'll clean up this mess of my mind. And that's nobody's job but yours. From a practical perspective, that's nobody's job but yours. And how many times do we see people, right, who have such bitter views on the opposite gender that finally, when somebody decent walks in their life, they still find a way to ruin it. Still find a way to ruin it. Because it is about your consciousness first and foremost. It is about your consciousness, your ability to handle a situation. You can only receive what you are. And so even the person that could have meant the best for you will simply turn out to be a lesson for you if you do not have the consciousness to actually accept them and build something sustainable with them. All right? Cool. All right, so Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live in the end. This is not about pretending. I feel delusional. I feel crazy doing this, Alex. You don't feel crazy or delusional thinking about negative shit for the last 20, 30 years of your life? You didn't feel uncomfortable doing that? Always thinking of the worst case scenarios? Always thinking about the shit you didn't want? What's more delusional? You thinking about the shit you don't want all the time, or actually putting your mind towards thinking about what you do want, what you would prefer? We really have to start breaking down. We think, oh, it's delusional. It feels crazy to do this. Why? Why does it feel crazy? Huh? It's only delusional until it happens. It is only delusional until it shows up. We will sit here and we'll be like, oh, well, you know, it sounds delusional. Let me just think about the shit I don't want instead. That makes sense. And that makes a whole lot of sense. Let me waste my creative energy thinking of all the shit I don't want instead of focusing on what I do want. This is how the world has poisoned our minds. All right? It's only been 9 months because you are stating that right now. There's only right now. The past doesn't exist. So every time you're speaking, you're affirming. Right? And I'm addressing this, I keep seeing you affirm the same thing. There is only right now. If I sit here and I say, oh, I've been affirming, I've been doing all of this, but nothing is changing. Guess what I'm affirming right now, because there's only the present moment. I'm saying I'm a person who's doing all these things, but nothing is changing, and reality says yes. Reality must change because you've changed. So when you change, you stand in that knowing, and then you force reality to change. Reality change based on you, based on who you are being. So if I'm still sitting here and I'm being someone that's saying I'm doing all this, but nothing has changed in 8, 9, 10 months, that's my identity right now. All right? That's my identity right now. It's gonna feel odd at first. That it is what it is. It is going to feel odd at first. What if it never just feels second nature for you to always tell the story that you want? What if it doesn't? What are you going to commit to? Are you going to commit to the story that you want? Or are you going to have an excuse that says, oh, well, just because I don't feel right, just because it doesn't feel good, I want to go a different route. All right? Let's talk about that. All right, so remember, the moment that you make a decision that you want something, okay? Everybody just slow down for a second. Take a deep breath. The moment that you decide, this is what I want, person, to live in a certain place, to have a certain income, to have whatever taken care of in your life. The moment that you decide that you have a desire and you say, it is mine, guess what? You have automatically, the moment that you have told this story, you have automatically become the person that has it. You have it right now. This is an agreement, a covenant between you and God, between you and yourself, between you and Source, the universe, your higher self, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is a blood-written promise, a covenant. The only person that can mess this up from this point forward is you. No one else. No one else has any power to stop what Source has started to roll. All right? So now you have switched into this identity because you said you had it. Okay? Your only job from this point forward is to remind yourself that you have it, no matter what you see. I don't care how much time goes by. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what the circumstance looks like out there. Your only job is to remind yourself that you have it. Is to remind yourself that you are already the identity of the person that has exactly what you want. This is your job. This is it. To get from where you are right now to where you want to be, reality has to change. It has to change. So everything that happens from this point forward is the change that is leading you on the perfect bridge of incidents to what you want. This is why scripture will tell you, judge not by appearance, but righteously. Because what's the first thing that we do when we're like, oh, nothing's happening? As humans, we're programmed to think this way. If I do this, that will happen. So the moment we look out and it looks like nothing's happening, all of a sudden our brain starts to, but I've been doing the affirmations and nothing's happening. But yada, 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 right? Now we start talking against ourselves. This is when you have to have some balls, man. This is when you have to have a backbone and you have to stand up for yourself. One of two things will happen. One of two things will happen. Either number one, this external world, reality, will trigger you and force you to go back on your word. Force you to forget about the covenant, the promise that you and Source made. That's number one. Reality is going to throw something that's unfavorable. Because let's be real. It's easy when you have a desire. The moment you're having, in that moment, it's easy to say, oh, I have it. That's easy. But faith without works is dead. What is the works? When that old version of you starts to confront you. When all of a sudden it looks like nothing is changing. When all of a sudden they block your ass. When all of a sudden that extra bill shows up. When all of a sudden you've been praying for prosperity and your car fucks up. All of a sudden you've been, I have this good relationship with my family and all of a sudden they cuss your ass out. Who are you then? This is the story of Job, right? Anybody can praise God when everything is going right. Take it all away. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens, right? And so it's not in the good times where people just mess up, right? It's when you go through these trials that are really just crystallizing your personality, who you are. It's basically life saying, okay, you say you're this person, prove it. Prove it. Either you are going to be the same person that you used to be through these situations, or you are going to trigger reality to change. One of two things. Reality triggers you to change, or you trigger reality to change. There is only the present moment. Right now is all that matters. So even if I accidentally slip up for 2 seconds, I remind myself right now, oh no, I already have it. Not, oh, I already have it. I've been affirming for 10 months and nothing's happened. Because what I'm saying, what that really is affirming is I am a person who for a long time has been doing shit and nothing has happened. This is why even Jesus, when we talk about that pool of Bethesda story all the time, right? And Jesus went to the crippled people at the pool of Bethesda. What did he tell their ass? Or what did he tell the one crippled man? The one crippled man said, I'm not having a good day today. Jesus said, you haven't been having a good day for a long time. You've had a lot of bad days. Sitting here hoping, waiting for the external reality to change to give you some proof, some validation. Hear this. Hear this. If you are still waiting for the external world to validate you and prove to you that you are doing a technique right, guess what? You are going to be on this hamster wheel forever. Listen to this from the perspective of your big brother talking to you, right? My brothers, my sisters, I'm talking to you as a big brother that cares about you and wants you to have everything that you desire, right? If you are waiting for the external world to validate you, to prove to you that you are doing it right, you'll never get out of this. It'll be a hamster wheel. You'll constantly be seeking validation, and the external world will say, you're seeking validation out here. You must like doing that. Let's give you more situations to keep you seeking validation. Here is the key. Here is the key. All right? You have to make a decision that you're doing everything right and everything is already unfolding for you and you're absolutely perfect. You have to make that decision. Because that's the $1 million question, right? How do I know if it's working? If I can't seek validation out there, how do I know it's working? How do I know I'm in alignment? Looks like you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice to decide if you're in alignment or not. The choice is yours. Alex, how do I know I'm in alignment? That's your choice. Choose. Like I tell you, you are made in the perfect image of God. You're always in alignment. The only person that can pull you out of alignment is you when you say, if I don't feel good, I'm not in alignment. If the situation doesn't look right and I react like this, I'm not in alignment. Says who? Who said that? Who made up that law? Remember, there's only one law, I am. The law is everything is God, everything is I am, everything is awareness. And whatever you say, that is you invoking the name of God throughout reality. So who says you're out of alignment? You're not walking around with a thermometer shoved up your asshole that says, boop, 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 in alignment. Boo, you're out of alignment now. You're not walking around with one of them. I hope you're not. Some of y'all might be walking around with shit like that. But who's the one that's saying that you're not in alignment? It's you. You're like, fuck, I'm not in alignment today. Why would you say that? Stop trying to be in alignment. Stop trying to be worthy and simply know that you are, because you're made in the perfect image of God. You're always in alignment. Okay, cool. We figured that out. You're always in alignment. With your divine ass, you're always in alignment. Now take that shitty ass thermometer out, throw it in the trash, and decree who you are. I am source. I am God. I am divine. Everything is always working out for me. I am always in alignment no matter what. No matter how I feel, no matter what the circumstance looks like, no matter how I react to this circumstance, I'm always in alignment. Now, affirm from that state of being. Affirm from that state of being. Walk around from that state of being. Walk into the room from that state of being. Cry from that state of being. Do whatever you want from that state of being. But go to that state of being first. It's not about the technique. Go to the state of being. Then do whatever the hell you want. Know that you are source. Then affirm until your eyes fall out. Know that you are source and do all of these things. This is your power, right? When you go from that to that state of mind, now everything must be added to you. Right? When we are looking for the external validation, am I doing it right? Let me peek around here. The external world could never validate you. As long as you are checking your phone 24/7 for that person to show up, guys, that person is you. They're you. There's no them out there. There's no SP out there. That version of them that you thought you are trying, they're gone. They're stuck in a different reality. You'll never talk to that version of them again. But when you change yourself, a new version of them pops out of thin air. Magically. Made perfectly for this new self concept. It is about you, not them. I don't care how long you've been trying to get this person. I don't care. I don't care what the situation is with them. I don't care. I don't care if they're married with kids. Oh, Alex, no, you can't ruin happy homes. I'm not here to appease your logical mind. I'm here to show you what is possible, to push you down the path of actually getting what you want. I don't care what the situation is with your SP. I don't care if they're married. I don't care if you haven't talked for 2 days. I don't care if you haven't talked for 20 damn years. I don't fucking care. You can have whatever you want, whoever you want. You just have to make the decision, and then you have to validate yourself about that decision. You have to walk in the knowing of who you are. And then you have to make a choice that you are doing it right, that you are in alignment, and then everything will be added to you. This is the place to get to. Everything that shows up in your life that you think, that you feel, that implies that right now you are not the person that has what you want is a lie. That is a limiting belief. It's a limiting belief that needs to be removed. I don't feel that good. I'm not in alignment. Okay, let's ask the question. Does this imply that I'm not the person that's in alignment with what I want? Well, yes, then it's a limiting belief that my feelings don't matter. Simply my decrees. Nowhere in scripture can you pull up a verse where it says, thou shalt feel a thing. Whatever you feel, that is what you receive. You've never read that before. So it doesn't matter what you feel, it matters what you say. Right now, you are the person who has everything that you want. Go there, stay there, sit your ass down there. Let your ego kick, scream, cry, complain all at once. And you put your ass back in that end over and over again. You remind them, okay, you can do whatever. You can feel however. But our marriage, our commitment to source is with this story. This is what we are committed to. That's it. This is the easy process. It's a very simple process. Grant it to yourself. Give it to yourself, have it. There is no time, there is only right now. Your past don't matter at all. Your past is irrelevant. Beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like we hit a couple nice points there. Let's go a little bit further, okay? Desire as memory. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has set eternity in the human heart. Beautiful. And another quote by T.S. Eliot that we already talked about, right? The end is where we start from. Here we go. Have you ever felt that your deepest dream is not something you invented, but something you remember? Pause. Let's pause it right there. Have you ever felt that your deepest dream is not something you invented, but something you remember? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I just know that we're soulmates. I know that this is my twin flame. I know that we've done past lifetimes together. Don't act like this is a new question. Have you ever felt that your deepest dream is not something you invented, but something you remember? This is too good for me to have just thought of it now. Alex, I swear we were in past lives. How do you know? I just know. Okay, cool, perfect. That is because the truest desires are not fantasies, they are soul memories. In the higher dimension where time folds in on itself, you have already lived them. You have already walked in that abundance. You have already held the hand of that great love. You have already stood in that moment of victory. The mystics called this anamnesia. Anamnesis. I almost said it wrong. Anamnesis, the recollection of divine truth the soul already knows. Okay? So a holy remembering. Let's talk about anamnesis. Anamnesis. Sounds like amnesia, right? Anamnesis. What this is a holy remembering that pierces through the fog of time. Anamnesis. Right? So next time you're running game on somebody, gentlemen, you talking to a lady, ladies, you talking to a gentleman, have you ever heard of amnesia? Amnesia? This is beautiful saying. It's anamnesis. It's the recollection of divine truth the soul already knows. It's like when you walked into my presence, I had the reverse of amnesia. Divine memories flow through me as I look at you, right? So it's a holy remembering that pierces through the fog of time. It is the moment the soul hears a sound and knows it has heard it before. It is the fragrance in the air that feels like home, though your feet have never walked there. It is not new, it is ancient. It is not discovery, it is return. In the deepest silence, it comes as a whisper. You have been here before. You are not reaching for something distant. You are retracing the path back to yourself, right? So this is a key indicator here. Listen to this. Okay? In the deepest silence, it comes as a whisper. You have been here before. What does this really mean? What does this really mean? You are not reaching for something distant. Though that person feels far away, that money feels far away, you are retracing the path back to yourself. It's always a journey of remembering. It's always a journey back to yourself. It's the recollection of divine truth the soul already knows. The recollection of divine truth the soul already knows. Right? Beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. This is poetic. Right? As y'all know, I'm a writer. Right? I write a lot of shit. It's how we have these discussions. Never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna tell you at the end of this. I want to stay in flow. All right. So anamnesis is the undoing of amnesia. The undoing of amnesia. It is the veil lifting to reveal that your longing is not lack, but memory from the eternal now. Okay, deja vu, anamnesis. Sorry. Deja vu, all of these things. It's a remembrance of something divine. All right. Your desire is not born of emptiness. It is the echo of fulfillment reverberating through the corridors of your spirit. And so you do not chase, you align. You do not beg, you remember. For the moment you remember, the journey collapses, and what seemed far becomes as close as your own breath. That person that seems so far away. Yeah, I'm a writer. The person that seems so far away. The moment you remember who you are, you remember that they are you. You have access to them all the time. They are you. That externalized version of you that is them, right? The moment you remember who you are, time collapses. Things that seemed far show up overnight, show up instantly. I've had so many consults where it's like, okay, we get off the phone, like, oh my God, Alex, something shifted, right? And then, I get a Telegram message. We do Telegram. So anybody who has a consult with me, we set up like a Telegram channel. You're not going to guess who. You're not going to believe who just hit me up. Yes, I am. I know exactly who just hit you up. Because nothing takes time. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care if it's been a week. I don't care if it's been a year. I don't care if it's been 10 years. I don't care if they're married. I don't care what the situation is. Time flows through you. You do not exist within time. Time exists within your awareness. Time exists within your awareness. You do not exist within time. Time unfolds through you, within you. Within you, okay? So when you treat your desire as memory instead of uncertainty. You stop chasing and start aligning. You stop asking if and start asking, how quickly can I embody the version of me who remembers? There's the magic. When you treat desire as memory instead of uncertainty. For some reason, when we think of past and the future, it's like two different categories. They're both just thoughts. The past feels more real and solid. The future feels like a hope, a wish, a dream, a fantasy. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts. Why don't you start making the things that you don't want to experience, things you just don't identify with? And then everything that you want to experience more of or new, those actually become your memories. Memories of the past, memories of the future. But all of them memories of what you are going to encounter again. And then how do you do that? It's a choice. It's a choice. Right now, do you categorize your past and your future? That's the category, right? Past, future. Good, bad. This is your mental storehouse. This is your mind, right? You make the rules. Why don't you categorize as things that you will experience and things that you won't? That's it. Everything that I will experience, whether it's the past or the future, memories. This is the memory. This is my fate. The memories of my fate. The memories of my future. Everything else is just old versions of me that's fading away further and further into the past. When you treat desire as memory instead of uncertainty, you can do it that way. You can do it the same way we were just talking about. Right? This is a memory. The same way that you will meet that person, you will say, man, there's no way that this was it. I've known you past lives. You make that person a memory. You've already made that person a memory. That wealth that you've been desiring, craving, you've craved it for lifetimes. This is a memory. It's destiny. It's something that you can't let go of. It's something that's ingrained in your DNA. It's prophecy being fulfilled in every breath that you take. Remembering who you are is always going to be the key. All right? So the side effect of awareness. Side effect of awareness. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right. Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. All of them. All of them. Seek first the kingdom. All right. Manifestation is not the goal. I know. I should have held y'all's hands. I told y'all to hold hands before I said that. Manifestation is not the goal. But what about my SP? What about him? Manifestation is not the goal. It is the inevitable side effect of awareness. Oh, it's just grape juice. It's just grape juice. Just a little grape juice, okay? When your thoughts, awareness, and actions, when your thoughts, awareness, and actions are in harmony, you become a living prayer and creation rushes to fulfill it. All right, so here we go. Jim Rohn said this. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. The moment that you stop waiting for that person to come into your life so you can finally feel love, and the moment you realize that you are love right now, that's the moment that person can actually come back in your life. The moment you stop waiting for that paycheck to know yourself as prosperity, and you know yourself as prosperity right now, boom, that's the moment that paycheck can actually come to you. right? What is the goal then? The goal is whatever you want it to be. It's a blank slate. That's something that no man, no woman can answer for another, right? What is the goal of this life? Your source. You're the center of it. You get to decide that. Okay? You get to decide it. Just to know yourself, though, right? In whatever capacity that may be. Just to know yourself. Right? So when you design your inner world to be whole now, the outer world becomes a mirror. The paradox is that the moment you stop forcing the river, you find yourself carried by its current. From that space, desires arrive quietly, humbly, as if they were never far from you at all. Point blank period. Point blank period. All right? Now, that's the end of this discussion or of this lecture. We're going to do 3 sections next, all right? Number 1, it's going to be a quick note. Okay, a quick note. The beginning, from that space, desires arrive quietly, humbly, as if they were never far from you at all. So what I'll do is I'm going to read, there's 3 sections. Number 1 is going to be a letter. It's going to be more of a poetic letter. And it's going to lead into 5 reflection questions. Okay, reflection questions to really figure out, where am I on this journey? Hopefully these reflection questions can identify certain blind spots that you may or may not have. We can help you cut out some limiting beliefs to get you closer, really to allow you to step right now into that version of you that has everything that you want. And then we're going to do some affirmations. Got about 8 affirmations. Short, sweet, to the point. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll do a Q&A. And y'all can join up and talk if you want. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Number 1. It's on my YouTube right now. It's on my YouTube right now. I'm streaming YouTube right now. Desires arrive humbly. Okay? So here we go. Sit back, relax, and let these speak to you. Okay? I searched for meaning in titles, relationships, and ambitions, but they were all mirages, flickering promises that dissolved when I touched them. The deeper truth was waiting in the hollow, lonely places I avoided. When I finally sat with my loneliness and listened, it became a doorway. It whispered of a presence that had walked with me through every silent night, every cracked moment, every failed attempt at being enough. It didn't come to fix me. It came to remind me I was never broken, only buried beneath the noise of who I was told to be. And so the divine did not arrive in light. The divine did not arrive in light, but in the darkness I feared, not as a booming voice from the clouds, but as a whisper beneath my ribs. It did not demand belief. It invited remembrance that I am not outside of God's love. I am its expression. That I am not seeking salvation. I am the living proof of it. And when I stopped chasing approval and began embodying truth, the sacred unveiled itself, not as something I entered, but as something I had always been. A holy fire hidden in human skin, remembering its own light. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right? Oftentimes we try to call in the Spirit of Jesus, the Spirit of God. Call in these things when they're simply waiting for you to go within yourself and remember that you already are everything that you desire to be. You're already everything that you've been searching for. All right? So reflection questions. Number 1. Where in my life am I still wanting instead of being? Where in your life are you still wanting instead of being? With that person, maybe? With that money? Do you remember that you are the prosperity of Source? I appreciate you, Miss Chrissy. I appreciate you. Do you understand that you are the prosperity? Do you understand that? That you are love. Infinite love. Therefore, you can attract infinite love in whatever form you would desire. Number 2, what qualities does my fulfilled self carry, and how can I embody them now? Okay? What qualities does my fulfilled self carry, and how can I embody them now? Damn, grape juice hidden. Number 3, if my desire is a memory from the future, what would I do differently today? This one hits hard. If my desire is, not was, not if I'm reminiscing, if it was, if my desire is a memory from the future, what would I do differently today? Maybe you wouldn't worry so much about how you reacted to that situation. Maybe you would just remind yourself, I already have it. This is, if you really think about this question, this question right here. If my desire is a memory from the future, what would I do differently today? This is manifestation. Do you hear this? If my desire is a memory from the future, what would I do differently today? What would I do today? What would I do right now? Do you hear that? The moment that you say that you have something, I have it, it's mine, I am this person. The moment you say that, every time you step into a situation, this is the question that you should be asking. If my desire is a memory from the future, what would I do right now? There it is. This eliminates your need for any coach right here. You no longer need coaching. You can coach yourself through everything. Remember, it's not what you do, it's who's doing it. If the version of you who is doing it is the one that already has it, that remembers that their desire is a memory from the future, what would they do differently today, right now, in this moment? What is would do, or who would I be? Okay. Number 4. How would my choices change if I prioritized alignment over chasing? How would my choices change if I prioritized my awareness of having it, which is alignment, my awareness of having it, my awareness of already being the person in perfect alignment because I am the divine. I am the Word made manifest. I am the Word made manifest. Okay? I appreciate that. Y'all don't need me though. That's funny. How would my choices change if I prioritize my awareness over chasing? And then number 5. In what areas am I waiting for proof before claiming my identity? Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, now we got some affirmations. Y'all sit back, got some affirmations, and then we'll do questions. So we got some questions for y'all. Or y'all have some questions for me, more like that. Here we go. Remember, When we're doing these affirmations, you're not trying to be these. Okay? And the last one was, in what areas am I waiting for proof before claiming my identity? Right? So for these affirmations, you're not trying to be these. You don't need to try to be any of them. You're already everything. You're already all that there is. You're already the center of the universe. You're already God. You are remembering who you are. Okay? Let's get to it. I no longer chase what is already mine. I remember and I align. Okay? Perfect. I am the vibration of my fulfilled desire, and reality must conform to me. I am the vibration of my fulfilled desire. I am. It is me. My fulfilled desire is me. I am the fulfillment. I am the infinite being. All realities exist within me. Therefore, I must be the vibration of my fulfilled desire. Reality must conform to me. Beautiful. Remember, this document is y'all's. I put this on YouTube. It's y'all's. All right? It's all y'all's. Next, every breath I take is the frequency of the life I have already lived in spirit. Every breath I take is the frequency of the life I have already lived in spirit. Yeah. My identity is the evidence, and the evidence always follows my identity. Listen up. We're going to say that one more time. One more time. My identity is the evidence, and the evidence always follows my identity. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear. I walk not toward my destiny, but from it. It is already complete. Ooh-wee. I walk not toward my destiny. I don't walk toward it. I walk from it. It is already complete. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Guys, I got y'all. Look at y'all. Look at y'all trying to pull out too early. Hold up. We still going through this, right? I am the treasure I once sought, and the world reflects my worth without delay. I am the treasure I once sought. Let me rephrase this so y'all can hear this a little bit better. I don't think you heard exactly what I'm saying. I am the SP I once sought. I know that probably y'all probably understand that a little bit more clearly. I am the SP I once sought. I am the treasure I once sought, and the world reflects my worth without delay. Without delay. The world reflects my worth without delay, instantly. Because this is where my awareness is. My awareness is that who I am now is what reality is right now. There's no separation. There's no as within, so without, above, below. There's none of that. There's simply me. I am reality. Is it? My desires are divine memories calling me home, and I answer with embodiment. My desires are divine memories calling me home, and I answer with embodiment. My desires are divine memories calling me home. My desires are my memories reminding me of who I really am, and I answer them by knowing that they are done. Beautiful. And last but certainly not least, okay? I live as the one who has. I live as the one who has, and more is always given to me. I live as the one who has, and more is always given to me. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Remember, I'm gonna try to make this, I know, when I start going, I can go down a rabbit hole. But I want to be clear on this. If I go down a rabbit hole, oh well, okay? But I want to be clear on this. There is only right now. There is only this moment. I want you right now to imagine what you want. What do you want right now? What do you want? Now, when you think about what you want, I want you to really need to have awareness on what you want. Okay? The only purpose of certain things happening in your life, quote unquote negative things, how we want to deem them, is what these things do is they give you clarity on what you really want. Okay? You ask most people, hey, what kind of relationship do you want? They're going to tell you based on what? Experiences they didn't like. But instead of us using those quote unquote negative experiences to build a vision of what we want to dwell on the negative, change the negative, try to search for meaning in the negative. All that is fine and well. Sure, have fun doing that. But wouldn't you just prefer to create the life that you want? Wouldn't you prefer to just focus on what you actually want? If your awareness is reality, right? Because the exercise that we always do is what? If somebody hit you with a rock right now, and you lost all your memories of the person you loved the most, this SP, your mother, your father, whoever, you lost all memories, who would they be to you? Nothing. There would be nobody. They might as well be a cardboard cutout of somebody. They would be absolutely meaningless. Who gives them meaning? You. So when we're saying circumstances are meaningless, they mean nothing, it's not that we're saying that, it doesn't matter what's going on, you can get through everything. That's one part of it. But what it's really saying is that without your story, nothing has meaning. The circumstances that you are in wipe your memory. What do they mean? You don't know. Even the story that you tell me about that person, your SP or whatever, you don't even know what they're doing. You don't know what they're thinking. You might tell me, Alex, I've been doing this. They haven't talked to me in 9 months. They're doing this, and this was like this, and they're dating this, and you don't know anything about them. You only know what you believe about them. Hear me. You do not know what they're thinking, what they've been through, what they're going through right now. You don't know that. The only thing that you know is what you believe, the story that you tell about them. And guess what? That's all that matters. It doesn't really matter what they're thinking. There's only one mind. It only matters what your story about them is in your reality. It only matters what the story is about that circumstance to you in your reality. That's it. That is absolutely it. There's no point in going back trying to change anything or figure out, okay, what was the meaning in this? There was no meaning. There was no meaning. It was absolutely meaningless. But it was still a perfect version of them and a perfect version of you in that moment. And guess what? You can't change you back then or them. We might say, oh, I wish I had done this different. You can wish all you want. You can't change it. Oh, I wish I had done this. You don't know. Even if you got a second chance, you don't know what you would do. That version of you back there who did those things, they did the best they could with the information they had. Now, was it ideal to you right now? Maybe, maybe not. But that version of you did the best they could. That was a perfect version of you. Simply one perfect version of you out of infinite. And right now you're a different version of you. That version of that person was one of infinite. And now they're a different version of them. Your job is not to go back and try to fix and change and poke and prod and go down the endless rabbit hole, a black hole of healing to get what you want. Your job is to focus, put your awareness on what you want. Accept that right now you are the person in perfect alignment for that thing, and then actually live the life that you want. This is the goal here. Beyond it, the goal here is not really to get you to believe in God in a different way. You can believe what you want to believe. The goal here is to get you to live the life that you want. And you do that through awareness, by being conscious of your story. We're not sitting in therapy trying to heal the past. We're realizing there's only one moment, it is right now. And who you are being right now allows people to show up in your life that completely... This is one of the most beautiful stories that I constantly repeat to this day. I repeat this all the time. All right? Is me having a conversation with one of my clients, right? And she has been feeling betrayed for most of her life. Felt betrayed, felt unloved, felt like men did her wrong, family did her wrong, all these things, was abused, all kinds of things, right? And when it snapped in her mind, when it finally clicks, like, whoa, wow, I've never really been unloved. I was just judging my love based on the mirror. We had a long conversation. And it was kept pulling her back, right? Kept trying to argue for the limitations. And finally, it just clicked. Damn, this has all just been a story. I've just been looking at the external world. And because people betrayed me out there, people didn't love me, and I was searching, I was hungry, I was fiending for love. The mirror simply gave me more situations to keep being who I was being. A person that was fiending for love. But I've never been unloved. I've always been infinitely loved. And so the moment she came into that radical acceptance in this present moment, guess what started happening? 2 days later, I get an email. Hey, Alex, all these people from my past are coming back confessing their love for me. Because you realize the truth right now. That you've always been infinitely loved by the Creator. Infinitely loved so much that it was just constantly reflecting back reality to you. And because you realize right now in this moment you've been infinitely loved, guess what? Reality has to reflect that. So all of a sudden the past and the future change. Interesting. It's almost like time isn't real. People just show back up all of a sudden, calling you up out the blue, hitting you up on Facebook Messenger, sending you emails. I did not mean to do this. I always loved you. Can we talk? And then by the time you realize that, you have that epiphany as well. Whoa. Do I really want this certain person? I can get what I want. Did I really want that person, or did I just simply want this version of me? Who was I really looking for? This is when everything starts to become magical in your life. When you realize you were never looking for anything outside of yourself. You were simply looking for permission to remember who you are. You have that permission right now. You have that permission right now. All right? So yeah, that's all we got today, y'all. If y'all got any questions, let's talk about them. If you want to join, go ahead and do that too. Hey, I appreciate y'all as always. Always love these conversations. Appreciate y'all more. What's up?
Hey.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you. I just watched one of your videos.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I know. I'm like at the age I just want to kind of fully go to that side, I don't, I go back and forth.
You go back and forth. What do you mean?
Like I go back and forth. Like, so I just came from work and I see your video. I'm like, oh my God, I should fully, like I could feel like the truth and everything. I go like I experience everything and then I back up I to reality, like just too scared to kind of go 100%.
All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. What is the fear?
The fear is like, oh my God, like it's very like it's like my childhood. I feel like I knew this even from a child. This is how life should be. I should be in 100% blissful life. I like you said, like your video was saying I am the mirror. Like it's not the outside world. It's everything is mirroring you. So like if I go to 100% blissful um mood mode, then everything is gonna reflect back in everything. But I just get scared, because I don't want to be like detached from reality, and then maybe I don't know what the fear is. It's gonna be like, because none of my siblings, none of my friends know that I've been in this journey. Like it's like the real world is going on, and then I know this truth, but like me, just me.
Sounds like you almost have survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse beforehand.
Like like to be like 100% happy, to be like 100% free when everybody else believe metrics, and they're still like thinking the old way. It's kind of it's that's my fear. Maybe like I'll be alone. I'll be like detached from reality. I'll be like, yeah, what is gonna happen to me?
Well, also remember though. Yeah, I'm echoing. Hey, can you hit mute right quick while I'm talking, and then unmute whenever you talk.
Okay, okay, okay.
All right, cool. So, whenever here's the beautiful thing about the journey, y'all. I think this can help a lot of people because sometimes we get introduced to this path and we're like, okay, well, people around me are not doing well. They're struggling. Be right for them. They're really caught up in the world, etc. Right? Remember, in your reality, you are God. You are source. You are all that there is. Okay? You are all that there is. Every single person that you care about, they show up as aspects of your awareness. So as you awaken, as you focus on what you want, as you walk down this path more fully, you don't just change yourself and your world. You change the world for everyone close to you. Because now you give them the space so better versions of them can come forward. This is a very selfless act, y'all. A very selfless act. By knowing that I'm source. Okay, now that I know I'm source, I know that everybody else, right, is God as well. And I know that nobody else in my reality has free will. Do you understand that this is a responsibility? It's a beautiful responsibility. This means I get to choose how I see my mother, how I see her health. I get to choose how I see my cousins and their relationships, in their financial situations. I get to choose how my friends show up. So you do not just change your world. You begin to change the world of everyone around you. This is a beautiful thing. This is a burden, right? But it's a beautiful burden. With great power comes quote unquote great responsibility. So you're never just helping yourself. So Do you think that all those people in your life are stuck to their fate? Does that question make sense? You might still be mute if you're talking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're right. Like, I guess you're right. I need to do that jump and then like be fully in love, operate from love, 100%, just like blissful, lovely, happy life, and then maybe everybody else will be elevated to that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not,
level as well.
well, yes, but not in the sense of you're trying to change them, right? Because you're not gonna change them at all. But by you stepping in that light, you allow a different version of them to come forward. So you're not gonna be changing them with your words. Like you're not holding a seminar for your family, right? Like, all right, everybody, here, this is this is what we're gonna do today. Manifesting from the end, right? You're not holding that kind of seminar, but just by you embodying love, walking around as love, knowing yourself as love, now everybody in your life, when you start looking at them through that loving lens, when you do not look at them as victims, when you give them the capacity to be whoever they are, and you love them unconditionally, you see them as perfect. Now, because of your state of being, different versions of them step forward. So they change without even your efforts. Just by you being yourself, they naturally change. So yes.
But like at the initial stage, because I was doing that. I didn't even know that I was so generous, so loving, and they kind of look at me like, "Is she okay?" Like, what? Like they were trying to say to comment about my personality. Oh, you're different. Because I was like, oh, I thought everybody's like that, and then later I realized, oh, they sometimes they're in scarcity mentality and stuff like that. And I was very generous. I was like, no, I'm not saying that I was doing a lot, but I'm just like I didn't have the ideas and thoughts and feelings they had, and I stood out of everybody, and it's almost like some of them make think you're a fool, some of them think you're like stupid, some of them think like, oh, she's like she must have a lot of money. Out that I was a bit different, I was operating differently, I was thinking differently,
It's,
and then I tried to back up after that.
it sounds like you really care about what they think about you. Why?
Because they're my family, my friends. I don't know. Even if even if I was to kind of transition to a beautiful life, I think I feel like you always enjoy life with your beloved ones. What can I do by myself?
What makes you think that you'll lose them? Why do you think that? That's just a story, right? That's just an expectation that you have. You can change that right now. You don't have to lose anyone. You can change. You can have everything. You don't have to choose between the life you want and your family. You can have both. That there is a just that's a limiting belief. Thinking, oh, I have to if I go down this route, just because initially they question me means that if I have this good life, they'll leave and I won't have them. Yes, you will, because they're still going to be your family and friends. They're going to love you more for being the authentic version of yourself. And guess what? You're going to find more people. Your circle's going to grow more by being authentic to yourself, because you're going to be able to be in alignment with more people that are like you as well. So it's a win-win situation on all ends, but it's all about your expectation. You can't expect that people are going to walk out your life, that you're going to lose friends and family. You can't expect that.
Yeah, you're right. So, but it's like even at work. So you guys, I don't know how everybody's doing. I would love to hear from you and everybody else, because I have changed. Like I became very compassionate, very liberal. I am like I accept everything. I see life can be very diverse and beautiful. And we have the friends and coworkers and family members who are still like believing in like the traditional way of life.
Yeah.
So like even at work, like you become you and then you look weird. You become like you become a bit weird.
Okay,
That
but
your
all right, I
experience.
got my goddess. I got to stop you right here, okay? Cause I hear you, right? But it's almost as if you're arguing for your limitations and saying, I don't want this life, or I want this life, and I'm scared to go down there because of you're giving me all of these reasons why you don't want to go down this path, and they're not even real reasons. Like, okay, so what if people that you work with have different beliefs? So what? Right? All right now, this is your focus. Okay, this is what I would tell you. Instead of focusing on the things you don't want as a byproduct of you actually being what you want, what you want to be, focus on what you actually do want. Make those your expectations. The moment that I step into the life that I want, and I actually become who I want to be, the moment that I am that way, everybody around me is going to change. My family members are going to accept me. My friends are going to accept me. We're going to get closer through this, whatever that looks like. People are going to accept me at work, whatever. And the people that don't, they're just not meant for me. That's fine. But you're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to live your life for yourself, or are you going to live your life for everybody else? Now, if you decide to live your life for yourself, guess what? You can set the terms. You don't have to settle. Like, just because something quote unquote looks like it is, remember, it's never what it is. It's never just what it looks like. It's always who we are. You have no limitations. If you make a decision right now that you get along with everybody and everybody accepts you for you, guess what? That will be your truth. That will be your reality. But if I keep telling a story and I say, if I do this, then I won't have family and friends and I'll be alone, that will be my story as well. That will be my reality. So you have to make that decision. You have no limitations. The past is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is right now. I'll stop right there.
Thank you so much. Even just you, of like you're on live right now. I just watched your video, and to find you on live, thank you so much. So much love to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I think I'll keep pushing. I'll go full in, and I
Yeah,
know it's gonna be fine and beautiful. Thank
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. It will be. I appreciate your time. And I'm looking forward to hear all your success, man. So thank you. What it do? What it do?
How you doing?
I am beautiful. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. All right. So first thing first, I got kicked out. This is a funny story. It was on this live.
Okay.
So I put the comment. It was the time that you said, "Oh, I'm not gonna invite you all to my wedding because you all be asking me questions." All I said was, "I only come to your wedding if you have handsome friends." TikTok kicked me out, bro.
For
I
real?
was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't say anything, bro."
Good job,
Like,
TikTok. All my friends
like.
married. All my friends married.
What's
That's why
that?
all my friends married. That's why
I
TikTok
have
kicked
one.
you out.
Okay, wait for the stories. No, hold up. I have my own plus one. Okay. Uh,
I already know.
what's that?
I said I already know.
Exactly. So, I came across your page. I mean, you probably like know me, the stories and everything. So, but a while ago. So, lately I've been like struggling with finding a full time job, and my love life has been something on my mind. But since I came on your page and I actually did the things, affirmation,
Yeah.
I wrote them that for me, always writing down has been working like magic. The
Yeah.
moment I write something down, it happens. It's weird.
No, it's not weird.
But
But go ahead.
I've been doing this, so literally within the first week of me just coming to your life, and the moment that very first time I came, I was not in a really good place.
Mm-hmm.
So after 2 weeks on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
somebody reached out to me from this company that is related to my major.
Yeah.
So I got a call interview with them,
Yeah.
and she did everything. I didn't even apply,
Yeah.
and now I have an interview with them.
Yeah.
It's a management position for
Mm.
personal trainers at a gym, so a job that I want, and it's gonna help me with my PR situation. So it's something like I didn't even see it coming. But this one was crazy.
Okay, tell me.
Because I had this moment of started to love myself because we had that whole conversation. The reason that I like attract those people is because I truly don't love myself deep down. That's the reason. So
Yeah.
I started to love myself. I would hug myself. I would sing for myself. Like I would give myself gifts, like princess treat.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I was just like hanging out or whatever, and I was like, you know what? It would be nice to have somebody. And my brain instantly went back to one of these guys that I met, and I was like, oh, it would be nice, but I was like, no, like that season is over. I don't want him. So I stayed strong, super proud of myself for that.
Okay.
And the day after, I went to work. So I work at a gym, and it was a basketball like reunion from the people who graduated, and all of them are my type, like athletes. Like, I'm like, okay, but I look
A
like
buffet.
what?
A buffet
You know
lineup.
what?
Yeah, I feel you.
What's that?
A buffet. It was just set up for your ass. I already know.
Yeah. And then, but the day after, a coworker of mine, I had another shift in the weekend. He said, I can't come in the morning. Can you switch with me? And I had a closing shift. I said, sure. So tell me why. I'm going to gym. Like literally, like all these guys are like walking in. I see one handsome man
Mhm.
walking in. We're lucky guys. We both know. So I know, like he literally got my number. So how we played it out or whatever, he stepped out and was like, okay, guys, like I'm going home. So he tapped at the door. He's like, yeah, blah blah blah. We're talking. We went on a date. Tomorrow we're going on a second date. And so far, he's been good. Like
Mhm.
he's been checking off a lot of things. But one thing I'm proud of myself, I kept on going back to the old patterns because I do this thing of analyzing. Like my brain runs so fast. I'm like, okay, he walked too fast. He didn't wait for me. For example, he's not interested. But I was like, girl, chill. Like, just for the love of God, stop overanalyzing and be in your moment.
Yeah.
Like that's what I told myself. But he's a good gentleman, honestly. So I feel like one thing I wanted to ask you, because so far, I mean, we just went out one time, but he's been good enough that he caught my attention, and usually that doesn't happen. So to me, that's a big thing. But and I told my mom, I was like, yeah, mom, like my brain was just keep on going. What should I? She's like, stay in the moment. But like, I'm like, how? You know?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what can I do? I'm trying to not self-sabotage because I like him. So, and I want to see where it goes. Not like him like crazy, you know what I mean? But just like he caught my attention. And one of the things that I've been doing is like the moment that like I get into my head, like he doesn't text or whatever, I'm like, no, like I am good regardless of him being there or no. And this is just an experience. So if it's going somewhere perfect, and if not, I'm still good. But what are your suggestions to me? For me, like because old patterns, like I feel like they fight to come back because your body's kind of gets used to them. You know what I mean? It's like a drug that you're used to, and then you're like, let me feel miserable again. So
Yeah.
how can I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me get a hit of that bullshit again. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I know. Okay, so when it comes to kind of being in the moment, one thing that I focus on is just my body. Like, how does my body feel, right? Can you drop your awareness from your head, from your mind into your body? Can you feel the sensations in your body? Like right now, like could you kind of listen to this conversation but could you be present in your body more than in your mind, thinking about a response, thinking about what I'm saying? Could you just observe or absorb the words while just feeling how you feel?
Yeah.
That's
actually amazing.
that's typically my key. When I say getting my body, I'm literally saying getting your body. That's what I'm saying, because that is where your presence is, right? This is where your weight is. This is where your feelings are. This is where you can connect in the moment more. It is when you are in your body. So that really is my only advice. Other than that, even when you're talking about the story, right? I love more than like, I love where you're going. I do want to remind you though that because you are source, everything must be working out perfectly, right? No matter how this situation goes, every step is another step towards exactly where you want to be. Whether it's this person, hell, whether it's their friend, whether it is their cousin, whether it is this leads you to somewhere, whether this is your soulmate or not, right? Every step, every breath you take is leading you exactly to where you need to go. The beautiful thing about this is I hope you are seeing how the moment you decide who you are, you do not have to lift a finger. Whether it was talking about the job interview, whether it was talking about you just walking, you making googly eyes with some big strong man, and now all of a sudden y'all are doing whatever, right? You didn't have to lift a finger. You simply had to move in the knowing of who you are. And now everything is added to you. Remember that as you're going through this and you say, oh, we didn't text or whatever, or this situation is, remember, when I am who I am, every step is in divine alignment. Everything is unfolding for my perfect good. So that remembrance that you are source, that you're only here because you decided who you are and how everything is being added beautifully, that is the same knowing that's going to take you to exactly what you want. What is your end? I know your end is probably marriage. Huh? So if that is your end, stay in that end. Allow everything to unfold. You're not there yet, right? So it's still the unfolding. It could be this person, it could be whoever. If you decide that you want it to be this person, which I don't think you decided yet, I think you're just trying to, it's cool right now, but we'll see. Yeah. Just know that it's still all perfect. This is a very powerful place for you to be in, because you can sit back, you can see what you like, what you don't like. You can allow it to all unfold. You can even make your vision more clear. If you see things that you don't like, you can make it more clear. You can choose a different version of this person. You can choose a different version of somebody else. Make this journey fun. The best thing for you to do is take a step back and say, damn, look how fast everything shifts the moment I know who I am. There's no lack. The moment I say, oh, it would be nice to have this person. The moment I say that, and the next day, all of a sudden, there's no time. There's just awareness. So now this is your game. You don't have to there is no lack. You don't have to worry about losing this person. You don't have to worry about them leaving. You don't have to worry about anything, because you'll always receive exactly what you want and who you are immediately.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I love what you said, and that's what I kept on telling myself. Like, I am who I am. That's what it's been. Like, I just repeat that the moment of doubt, and then whatever negative is in my mind just goes away, and I remember who I am pretty much.
Yeah.
But I love what you said, and also I wanted to ask. So I noticed with me, I always was the one. I'm a talkative person. I can yap for days and have a good time. But I noticed this time how aware I was, and exactly what you said. Like, I was listening more and observing. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, having the conversation, but I was really like observing and trying to see the truth. So that was really good. But my question is in terms of like focusing on the version of him that I want. So how would you can you give me an example? Like, is it behavior, or like how would you do that?
How would I choose the version of him that I want?
Yeah, like if you can just give me a simple example.
Exactly. So let's say that you wanted him to open a door for you and he didn't. Okay, let's say
Yeah,
you
exactly.
wanted him to open like your car door, your passenger's door, or whatever, and he didn't. On the entry and the exit, right? If he doesn't do it, okay, I would get up, I would go about my business, might mention it to him at least once, but in your mind, you're going to affirm, no, this he does this. Now he always opens my door. He always goes above and beyond to open my door, to not make me touch a door at all, to always be a gentleman, right? And so you would stay in that mindset. You would simply remind yourself of that. And so every time you thought about that, you would say, nah, that was a different version of him. This version of him always does those things. It's as simple as that. You commit to that story of him. If
So,
you,
but like you said that you bring it up once though.
oh yeah, you can. You're still in this physical reality. You can bring it up
I don't
once.
know. I'm just like, it's so weird. Like telling me, dude, why didn't you open the door for me? It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Speaking as a man, I've had
what's that?
I've had women who like will park and they'll just sit in the passenger seat, and I'll get out the car and I'll look like, oh, they're still in the passenger seat. Okay, they must want me to open the door. I'll go open the door. But I typically do it unless we're in certain situations. Then I don't.
Yeah.
But um, I'm okay with a woman telling me that. I don't think most men have a problem of a woman telling them their preferences. The same way that I'm gonna tell a woman my preferences. I'm like, hey, why you ain't do that shit? I like when you do this. It just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I think if I wanted you to take a purely metaphysical, okay, I have to give this from a physical and a metaphysical perspective. Because if I say it from just a metaphysical perspective, I'm gonna be like, don't say shit. But I don't think that would be responsible for the physical reality. I think that when you are building a relationship, you do want to have conversations that allow both parties to know, like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I can't just
That's what I was
expect this.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't just want to expect this person to be a mind
Because
reader.
he doesn't know, to be fair. Like I feel like his head
Exactly.
is at a good place, but it's just like he's a bit younger than me, so he's like 26. But like maybe he never done that, or never nobody asked him. So I don't want to just like assume the worst of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got you. I like how we just flip from this metaphysical to physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool though. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because people don't know. People don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But how would you say
you
it?
know what? I'm
Let's
gonna put this one to test.
let's practice though. How would you actually bring that up?
Okay, I feel like I'll like sit in the car and be like, you know, I would have loved to see you at the door. That would be
That's
something.
that's how you say it?
I
Hell
don't
no.
know. I'm trying to come up with things like I have to confront him, okay?
Hell no, don't say it like
I'm
that.
saying I
Never
would
mind.
appreciate it if you open the door. Like I wouldn't get offended if you open the door.
Let me give y'all some ladies some advice. Let me give y'all ladies some advice, okay? It's one thing to be like, okay. There are ways to talk to a man, okay? There's ways to talk to a man. Okay, yeah, okay. Look, yeah, you can't do nothing wrong for what's for you. Sure, that doesn't mean just be rude. I still want y'all to talk. I still want y'all to know what y'all are doing. All right. So
Hey, I'm here for help.
let's give an example. Let's say that, yeah, I guess we can use this door. You will get two different responses from a man if you say, "Dang, I wish you would have opened my door." It would be so sexy if you opened my door for me. You would get two completely different versions of him. I wish you
I
had.
see what you're saying.
Why the hell you ain't take the trash out? Man, can you? I wish you had take the trash out. It would have been nice to see you taking the trash out before I got up. You look so. I love the way you take care of this house. I love the way you take care of this house. I love the way that you're always on top of things. You look so sexy just taking the trash out. He'll be taking the trash out with his shirt off. He'll wait till you open your eyes in the morning to take the trash out with his shirt off, right? So the way that you speak to a man is very, very important. All right. So do it find a way to do it as a compliment. Speak it as a compliment, right? Because, you know, if you talk to most men can tell you like the last time they got a good compliment. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's so true.
like so
You don't get compliments.
nah, hell nah. Hell nah. So the more that you can do things in a fun way with your man, the further you will get. Because men, we're used to women being like, man, I wish you would just open the goddamn door. Well, I'm used to women like that. Them the women that you like, okay, I'm never finna fucking pick you up again. But the ones that find that cute way to do it, the ones that don't emasculate you, those are the ones that you keep around.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try this.
Try it out. Try it out.
I will try it out.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to hear. And I'm glad everything is going well. Because I
Thank you
remember
so
our
much.
last conversation, and I'm glad everything is going well.
Thank you so much. Me too. Like I guess I feel like I'm on the right path. Like I just see messages right and left, and I'm just happy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well,
Cool.
thank you so much. You have a great night.
Thank you. You as well. What's up? What's up?
Hello.
How you doing today?
Doing good, how are you?
I am blessed as always.
I honestly don't know where to start. That was pretty good. There's a few different things I could talk about. I'm probably honestly going to talk about SP. Can't lie.
That's perfect.
I can't lie. I can give you like a summary though because I have a good amount of questions. So
That's cool.
basically, I keep attracting the same type of guy, and then he keeps like the same guy keeps like same thing, different body, same pattern. So basically, I'll be super in love. They kind of like treat me like a queen, and then I get like ghosted, and then I get no closure, and then it's kind of like this repetitive pattern. So basically, I was in love with this guy. We were together for like a year. I've been trying to manifest him back for like 9 months, had no success. I've read so many books, I've watched so many coaches, I've like scripted, I affirmed, I worked on my self-con.
Listen. You hit the mute button?
That it's like,
Is it me or is it... Listen, you're cutting in and out if you're...
can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. You said you've been doing all these processes, you've listened to all these coaches, you've been scripting, etc., and then it cut out.
Yeah, so I basically did everything, and like, it's probably like the hardest thing I went through my life, and I know that's kind of crazy to say about a person, but
It's not.
we were literally planning like a life together, like we were gonna get married, we were gonna have kids, like we were just like basically like setting up for the future, and then like he kind of like flipped the script overnight and just like, I don't know, he just like flipped on me, and it was really, really weird. But then this keeps happening in my relationship, so I feel like it's me, it's not them, right? Because this keeps happening to me. So I like have this. Obviously, I'm more awake than a lot of people. I feel like with like I'm trying to like wake up to like how reality works and everything.
Okay.
And I'm pretty spiritual, but I just feel like I'm clearly doing something wrong, and I feel like I get so close, and then I keep getting in this like hamster wheel of like I'm watching more videos, consuming more content, trying new techniques, and I feel like it's just like I know that's not living my end, and then I'll do really good and I'll live in my end, and then I just kind of like cry, and then I feel like absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we haven't even spoke for 9 months, and I'm like, okay, I'm basically praying for a guy, walking around like we're together, and I don't even know what this man is doing, and it's been 9 months. So then I go back to being where my feet are, and I'm like, okay, well, we're not together, and then I go also between like my higher self, and I'm like, okay, like does my higher self even want me with this person?
Whoop.
Because
Hey,
this is-
listen. Hold up, listen. Can you hear me?
yeah.
All right, cool. I got to stop you right there, guys. Look, I know exactly why y'all not together right now. This is we about to have a master class right here together, okay? We'll get you together. All right, so okay, define alignment. Because you talk about living in the end. Define what living in the end means to you. Let's start from there.
Just like feeling like trying to feel love within myself and knowing that like another person doesn't complete me, like I'm already whole and complete as is, but like knowing I have him, kind of like if you have like a coat in your like, I don't know, if you have like a jacket or something in like your closet, you like I have that. Like that's kind of how I would just kind of have that mentality.
Okay.
I would try to just feel like I have that instead of like trying to get something, but then I've kind of gone back and forth between a lot of
Okay.
trying to get versus I have it, and then like I said, I kind of like do really good, and then I'll just
So let's stop right there then. Let's stop right there. Because all right, the key word that you put in there is feel. Feeling. Do you believe that your feelings determine if you are in alignment? You do? Did you say yes?
you broke up a little bit.
My bad. You said feel. Do you believe that your feelings determine if you are in alignment?
Well, like I read Neville Goddard, and he says like feeling is a secret. So I feel like feeling does play a big part, but
No.
it's been really hard to feel something that's not currently.
He does.
It's like a big elephant, like from
Yeah.
a big elephant, and it's like you know.
So when Neville said it, he actually did go back on it. He said, when I speak of feelings, I'm not speaking of emotions. The thing that keeps most people trapped is that they think that their feelings mean anything. You could wake up tomorrow and it's a thunderstorm outside and you can feel sad. Does that mean you're not in alignment? You can get cut off in traffic. Anything can happen. Your feelings are fleeting. They're the weather. The source within you, I am, does not need your feelings. Your feelings are the effect. They're not the cause, right? So what my feelings are simply telling me is this is how I used to think. This is what I used to believe. This is what I used to see when I'm in this type of situation. Your feelings, anything. So yeah, when Neville clearly said, he said, when I speak of emotion, I do not speak of, or when I speak of feeling, I do not speak of emotions. So number one, that's already a limiting belief right there, is completely remove feelings from alignment. Feelings and alignment don't have anything to do with one another. You could, okay, what is your belief about source, about God?
I definitely feel like I 100% believe in God.
Okay.
I'm like Christian, but I also have to go to church a lot, and they completely teach something different than what I'm also studying.
Okay, but do you believe that you're made in the perfect image of God?
I do. I feel like everyone is perfect in their own way. Like
Perfect.
It's all like as equal.
Perfect. Exactly. Everybody's made in the perfect image of God, right? So if you're made in the perfect image of God, and God is all that there is, how could you ever not be in alignment?
I guess I would always be in alignment. I just kind of get my brain goes, oh well, like he doesn't care anymore, and then it's like he does, and then it's just that like back and forth.
I got you.
kind of fight.
I got you. We're going to get there. We about to get there. All right. So number one is that your feelings do not make you in alignment. You just breathing, that makes you in alignment. Okay. So the number one thing that was already holding you back was some days I feel like I'm in the end. I feel like I'm in the wish fulfilled. And then all of a sudden I feel bad. And then I'm not. That's the first thing that I wanted to untangle, is that you are made in the perfect image of God no matter what. Whenever I do affirmation, I always at the end, I'll say, I am that I am no matter what. And what the no matter what means is that it does not matter if I feel worthy. I am worthy. It does not matter if I don't feel worthy. I still am just as worthy. It does not matter if I feel like I'm in alignment. I am in alignment. It doesn't matter if I don't feel like I'm in alignment. I'm still in alignment. I'm in alignment no matter what. Why? Because I'm source. So the awareness is going back to that. Now, when we talk about telling the story of what you want, right, to actually get that desire, okay, what going to the end is, it's simply making a statement, right? If you look even in scripture, right, Christian, you know this, even in scripture, it says the heart is deceitful above all things, who can know it? When we rely on our feelings, like our feelings are the truth, our feelings lie to us. Right? You say that you want this person, but your feelings say you don't have them, and now we believe in our feelings. Your feelings are deceitful. This is even why in the beginning it says God, in the beginning was the word, right? Not in the beginning was the feeling. Not in the beginning was anything but the word. It was simply the word. So from now on, the only thing that we need to focus on in this moment is you knowing that you're source. And because you are source, you're made in the perfect image of God. And so that means you're always in alignment, always worthy, you're always loved. And now you go to the end from that knowing. So the end is what? Is it marriage is the end?
I have another question that is like entangles in this. Do
Okay.
you like do you think that means my higher self like thinks there could be like a potential better partner, or do you think that if this is like who my like soul wants it, then I can have him? But like, what if I could be blocking someone like 100 times better and I don't even know?
You can have somebody 100 times better in his body or in another body. Your higher self's not blocked. Everything exists. You have free will to choose whatever you want, and nothing is off limits. You can have whoever you want. You can have, there's no. Simple answer is no. Nothing is blocking you. Even that is a limiting belief, right? That's one of those things that the world will push on us is, if it's in alignment with God's desires, you'll get it. Your higher self, they know what's best for you. That's really just a cop-out for people that don't want to stick and have faith in what they want and allow those things to come to a fruition in their life. That's all that is. You can have whatever you want, whoever you want, in whatever capacity you want them in.
I want him because it's like a pattern of like, I feel like he like abandoned me, and I'm like, do I just like seek people that like are emotionally in touch? Like, you know what I mean?
That's just a story that you're telling right now. Like you're just making up that story right now, right? That whole concept of what if I'm just seeking him because of this and I've done this in the past. You think that you're using your past to justify right now, but really you're just trying to make an you're trying to tell some story to either pull you out of what you want or kind of like make you feel guilty into leaving what you want. That's all you're doing. Nothing is real except for your expectations and your story. So if right now you declare that that's the story that you want to live by, then it's true. But the moment that you decide that I am source and I have free will and I can have whatever I want, and in my Father's house are many mansions, the moment that I decide that, that's all that matters. I can have whatever I want. If you have questions and it's not meant to be, why would that be the case? Oh, go ahead. Oh, my bad. I'll focus on you.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, I do have questions just because I'm like, oh, like would my husband leave me? But I also was not like aware like I was then. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I was fearful in the relationship, and like I kind of like I don't know. I was very fearful.
It's not even that. Well, yeah, it's part that, but I mean, I can already tell from your story of how things are gonna end. I can tell that you're gonna get really close to people, and all of a sudden you're gonna fall for them, and then they're gonna walk out your life because that was how you started. That's how your expectation was so strong in that. Hey, this is the pattern that I'm in. I get to know people, they fall for me, I fall for them, then all of a sudden they get up and ghost me. That's just a story that you're telling right now. Remember, there's only this moment. Okay, there's only this now moment. So right now, if you're telling a story that, man, this is what all we think that we're recalling the past, but really we're just being somebody right now. We're taking on an identity, and we're pulling the past into the present to justify my identity. So right now you feel like somebody who gets ghosted. This is what you believe that you are. You believe that right now you are somebody who walks in these situations and fall for men and they walk out. That's just the story that you're telling in this present moment. It's an affirmation. You can just as easily say, that is an old version of me. You could have said, that happened in the past and it's not happening anymore. Now I'm a new version of me. Now I'm in perfect alignment with Source because I'm in the perfect image of Source, and I get to choose whatever story I want to take on next. And you can take on this identity moving forward. You can leave the past where it is.
So what would you recommend when I do that, and then if I ever get the thoughts of like, oh, he doesn't care anymore?
Then I would tell yourself the truth. I would say, no, that was an old version of him. But right now, everything is changing to bring him back to me. Everything is changing to bring him back to me. Remember, like, so if you make a decision right now, you go to your end, that you have this person. Every single person on this planet, every soul, right, joins your team. They are, every single person, every single circumstance becomes part of the unfolding of events that leads you exactly to where you want to be. All right? So everything that changes, everything that looks like it's changing, everything that looks like it isn't changing is all leading back to you. You simply have to remind yourself of the truth. Even in scripture it says, right? Don't judge by appearance, judge righteously. Whatever you say or whatever you see, it has no meaning until you give it meaning, until you say, all right, it's unfolding perfectly or it's not. It means nothing. Right? So you can always remember.
Then would you, okay, so then how would I not, like, if I go to my end, right, do I have to, like, make myself feel that we're back together, or, like, I could just, like, simply decide, like, we're back together, go on with my life? But then there's two things, like, my brain is like, oh, you still have them blocked on socials, and I don't want to be, like, waiting for a text either, and then I have, like, stuff that I, like, he got me as gifts that I, like, put away because it made me upset. It's, like, a few different things.
When you're in the end, it doesn't matter what you do. So if you are that person, it doesn't matter if you blocked him, you'll meet in person. It doesn't matter if you unblock him, he'll text you or hit you up on a social media. It doesn't matter if you keep them blocked, he'll email you. You will meet at the airport. You'll see him on call. Something will happen. To think that you can stop God, right? That's where our delusion as humans comes in. Because when you go to the end, remember, the moment I say it's mine, there's infinite paths that can get me to that thing. Not just the one path through an Instagram DM, but infinite different ways. And they can happen immediately. They can happen the next day. I just have to go to the end and stay there. It doesn't matter what I do. It just matters who is the person who is doing it. So do whatever. Unblock him. Keep him blocked. Doesn't matter what you do. But do it from the identity that it's already yours. You already have it.
I feel like if I already had him, I would, like, put this stuff back in my room, like, subconsciously.
Then do that. But just know, even if you didn't, and you had him, and he walked in and was like, "Why the hell is my stuff not in here?" You'd be like, "Oh well, it's just not." Like, you want me to put it back in? So it doesn't. I get what you're saying,
Yeah,
but you don't have to do anything to get something. You simply have to be the person who has it to receive it.
how do I feel that when, like I said, like, I miss him or we're not communicating?
You don't have to feel it. You just have to remind yourself that you already have it. You have to tell yourself, you have to decree it. So the issue is when we use the negative feelings to give ourselves an excuse to tell a shitty story. So just because I feel bad, right? When we feel bad, we typically want to make up a story that matches the feeling. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, it's never coming back. Oh, it's not working. Oh, I'm out of alignment. Instead of saying, no, I just feel bad because I miss him. But I remind myself, I have him and everything's unfolding perfectly for me right now. The situation might not look ideal, but the God within me is perfect. So the situation must be unfolding perfectly for me. It's not about feeling, right? Feelings typically just give us an excuse to pretend that we're out of alignment just long enough to mess up our manifestations. That's it. But your feeling is just an emotion. If you miss somebody, allow your body to feel that. It's fine. Hug yourself. Hold yourself. Go to sleep like that, right? Go to sleep holding yourself. The same way that you would want somebody to hold you, hold yourself and go to sleep. But remind yourself the truth. I have this person. They're on their way back. Everything is unfolding perfectly for me. Take your importance off of your feelings. Feelings are an effect. They are not the cause. They're not the creative force. The word is. In the beginning was the word. Let there be light was the word. Not in the beginning was the feeling. You are the word made manifest. Not the feeling made manifest. Okay? What a feeling is. The feeling is just you feeling the energy of God flowing through you. There's only one energy in this universe, and it's God. Okay? And when it flows through you, that energy in motion is an emotion. Because we have an ego that creates stories based on what we have experienced in our past, that one energy flows through us. Remember, this is important to remember that it's just one energy. It's just God. That one energy flows through us. And our ego, because we have told a story in the past, the ego says, oh, I think things are going to work out. And we feel that one energy as excitement. Or if the ego says, I don't think it's going to work out, we feel that one energy as negativity. What is the difference in that energy? Nothing except the story we attach to it. It's like hot or cold. Where does hot stop and cold begin? They're just energy, right? We just have different ways of measuring them, but they're the same energy. It's heat. The absence, the lack, or the more. It's just more energy. Both of them are a lot of energy. Cold, heat, a lot of energy. We just measure it differently. It's polarity. This is what that energy of source is within you. Okay? Now, if you really want to take it another level, I kind of hesitated saying this, but if you really want to take this another level, remind yourself this about energy. Okay? If you really want to point your feelings to whatever you want, then use them to become the alchemist. So if you're angry or sad, don't use anger or sadness to point it towards what you don't want. Use anger or sadness to point it towards what you actually do want. So if you are sad or you are pissed off that this person isn't here, then get clarity. Use that anger to get clarity on what you actually do want. And point that energy towards what you actually want. For instance, right? If I was mad because somebody ghosted me, okay? Let's say that. Then I was angry, right? The energy is flowing through me. Then what I would do is I would imagine myself in a position where all of a sudden, let's say I was money or whatever the case, whatever y'all want to be. Like if you want to be famous, you want money or whatever. You imagine yourself in that position where now they regret the ghosting you. That's it. It's alchemy. This is what alchemy is. No emotion now becomes wasted. So there's two things that I can do with my emotions. I can realize my emotions aren't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just God flowing through me. I'm still in perfect alignment. Whether I feel shitty, whether I miss this person, I still am in perfect alignment. I still have them because I'm telling the same story. I have it. All right? So I can allow myself to feel the emotion, or I can just alchemize it. I can point that emotion towards what I want. I'll stop right there. I've been talking for a while.
No, I feel like it's helping.
Cool.
So is it wrong, like I said, that I would want someone that like loved me like that, or I guess I want what I want, like?
No. That version of them that version of them doesn't exist in your reality anymore anyway. That version of them is the past. It's gone. You can't change that version of them. But by remembering who you are correctly, a completely different version of them shows up. So no, you're not choosing somebody who did that. You're choosing a completely different version of them.
No, I tried also to be like, over the past months, I was like, oh, he misses me, like, I was a love of his life. But I feel like I was coming from lack still.
Why'd you? There's a feeling again. Like it doesn't. So whatever you feel about those things, go to the truth. You are source. Everybody is within you. You are source. And now do the affirmations. Don't do the affirmations to try to get something. Do them to remind yourself of who you already are. You are source. You're already in line with everything. You already have everything that you desire. Now remind yourself that. If I want this person to be this way, okay, cool. I affirm that, but I affirm that not because I'm trying to put a bunch of affirmations like they're quarters in a vending machine and an SP pops out like you won a prize at the fair, but you're doing it because you're remembering yourself right now in this moment. That makes sense.
I think so. I feel like I'm not trying to get it because I already have him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because right now is the only time that matters, right? So it's not about, oh, it's been X amount of time. It's not about 9 months. It's not about any of that. It's only about right now. You can no longer tell the story that it's been X amount of time. You have him now. Whether it feels like it or not, you have him now. That is, go ahead.
And I like point in like the way that I want, like you said, like can I be like, oh, he wants to spend the rest of the summer together, like da 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 da.
You can do whatever you
I
want.
don't need proof of that, right? Because like I'm.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever story you want. This is your story. This is your reality. Nobody else's. No one has free will in this reality but you. I think what I'm feeling right now is that you're really trying to intellectualize what I'm saying.
Using logic.
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying very hard to use logic to it, which I understand. I'm trying to make it logical. But I think what is really going to help you is that you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make two choices. The first choice is you're going to have to make a choice that you are always in alignment no matter what. It's going to have to overwrite your feelings. It's just going to be a choice that you make. And number two, you have to make a choice that you already have this person. And it has to overwrite your feelings. And when you make that choice, that everything, now everything from that state of being, that you are source, everything is magical. From that state, everything is magical. But outside of that state, it will constantly feel like you're just reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and trying and trying and trying. Why can some people how can some people affirm for 2 days and get their person and other people are doing it for years? Why? Because you have to step into that state. You have to make a choice that it is working. No one else can tell you that, right? That's the $1 million question. How do I know it's working? It's a choice. You make the decision that it's working. You decide that it's working. You say it's working, and it is. So that's really what it comes down to. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't know. Maybe I'm putting in a little bit different perspective. But nobody can give you permission to be what God already designed you to be. You've already been designed to have everything that you desire, to be a master manifester. You're already designed to do that. You have to make the choice. You have to decide, I am source. Everything that I do from this point forward. You can't put any more power in the affirmations. The affirmations only have power because they come out of your divine mouth. That's it. The words you speak are divine because you are. The visualizations you do are enchanted because you are. The affirmations you do are magical because you are. That's it. It's the moment that you realize that you are the creator, you are source. And it's not a feeling, it's a choice. Now everything can be added to you.
Okay, so let's say I'm going to go to my end and I like affirm these things. How do I not, if I already have him, I want to be waiting for the call, but like I said, but I still tell myself it's in the state of like it continuously waiting to unfold.
No. Well, I mean, if you think that, sure. But when I say unfolding, I'm saying you already have it in fourth dimension, but reality right now is rearranging to you. So when I'm saying unfolding, I'm saying reality is rearranging for you. That's what I mean. But if you want to put it a different way, go ahead. But that does not imply, when I say it does not imply lack at all. I already have it. It's just unfolding because I'm already the person that has it. Because I declared that I have it. The moment I say I have it, I am that person. I'm in perfect alignment. So now reality has to hustle and shift to actually match me.
So I can say I already have it, but still like wait for that like rekindle, like
Yeah,
rekindle,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait in expectation.
Okay.
Expect it.
That's powerful.
Yeah. Because the expecting is completely different from like desiring and lack, right? It's a different vibe. Expecting something versus, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's the same thing for a job for like anyone else that's listening that wants to like create a new job for themselves. Like I guess it's like an expectation of the job.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. To expect, to know, to desire, it's all the same. It's just, it's just a decision. It's a choice. To expect versus to desire and lack is a choice. Like right now, you tell your kid that what you're getting them for Christmas, right? It doesn't matter if the tree burns down the night before. It doesn't matter if y'all's house get robbed. That kid is expecting. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is. You've already told him. The little boy is expecting that Christmas gift the same way that you should be expecting from your heavenly Father that always delivers.
Well, that makes sense.
Cool.
Thank you.
No more questions?
I do. I don't know if anyone else does. I mean, I could keep talking. I feel like you keep asking.
I want to make sure you're clear, man. No, we got a couple people in the queue.
I can ask you like one more thing.
Go ahead.
I made it, okay, for the past few years, I've made it like NBA level with like pro dance. And I always get to the interview round and I've gotten cut. And I can literally, like, it's like a big team. And they told me this year that they're not doing auditions like one of the girls. So I kind of want to figure out how I can still be on this team because I've been like dragging for years where I keep making it so far. Clearly, like they see how good I am, and then it's like I don't really like nothing happens.
Who cares about how they see you?
Okay.
You're putting. Like, I see. So I'm Alyssa, right? Is it Alyssa?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Miss Alyssa, I want you to be so confident in yourself, so cocky in yourself, that you start making the rules for your reality. I want you to start walking around like this is your reality. It doesn't matter what they have seen in the past or whatever. You simply reality, what you want is just about you choosing. Do you want to be on that team?
Yeah. Like really bad.
Then choose. Then make a decision. Choose that you are on that team. It's as simple as that. When you choose, reality has to bend to you. How do you choose? You say that you're on that team. No matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what y'all say. It doesn't matter if y'all have tryouts or not. It doesn't matter if y'all decide y'all going to move this team to West Indiana. It doesn't matter. I am on it. Right now, I'm already on it. Now, everything must work out accordingly. I don't have to lift a finger. I simply know, and I go about my life, and now everything that I do becomes magical.
And I don't have to like I don't have like even like the audition process. Like, do you think I need to take like physical action too and like try to like impress the director or like just?
All
I
right.
guess not.
No, before I answer, I want you to answer that question, then I'll answer.
I don't know because I do think okay, so like in a relationship, I agreed about the door thing. Like, I think it's good, like maybe like mention it once and then go kind of like within, but then the
But
situation, I don't know if I should take action a little bit and then also kind of be like, yeah, it's fine.
it doesn't matter what action you take. It matters who's taking the action. Is the person taking the action the person that knows, that has already chosen that they are on the team? Or is it the person that's trying to get on the team? Which one is it?
I mean, definitely messaging them would be trying to get on the team.
Well, you can still make a decision that you're already on the team and still message them. So what you're doing, it like you can message them and be both personalities. You can message them knowing that you're on the team, and you can message them trying to be on the team. Whatever. Here's the difference. Let's say that you message them with the knowing that you're on the team and you get a rejection. Now what? Are you still the person that is on the team?
I still need to stay in that like decision that I'm on the team.
Yes. Yes, no matter what.
You basically have to be like unshakable.
Yes.
Like, if you want it.
Yes, that's what it is. It's simply a decision. It's an unshakable decision, and reality must conform to you. It has to. This is because reality is you.
I want to come back and be like, yeah, wait, so I'd already be on the team now.
Exactly. You're already on the team.
My brain.
You're already on it. You don't have to do anything, but everything that you like. There's nothing to do. There's always something you can do, right? But there's nothing you have to do. I can apply. Like the moment that I decide I'm in my dream job, I can apply to whatever I want, or I cannot apply. Doesn't matter. I'll get whatever is meant for me. So I simply do what I think is best from the knowing that I already am exactly who I want to be. And now everything must be added on to your boy. Like that's just how it is.
Okay, so I have to just know that I have it happening.
Just make the choice. Decide what you want.
I used to think that like I would have to like walk around like in front of people like, yeah, they don't know I'm on the team, but I'm on the team, and then like I'm not on the team. I would like try to like conjure up those feelings. You know
Nah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was there too. When I first got in the law of attraction, I was in gotta feel good again. Hell no, that shit did not work. I was just looking like a psychopath and, getting my feelings hurt all the time. But it wasn't until like you can make a choice and still feel nervous. But before that position will commit to you, you have to commit to the version of you that has that position. You have to commit to it. I already know you got this.
So I don't have to like feel just like a decision.
It's just a decision. That's all reality is a choice. It's knowing that the desire is the fulfillment. It's not complicated. Yeah, I know.
It's pretty simple.
It's very simple. It's very simple. It's very simple.
So I can be like, he wants to spend the rest of the summer with me, and I don't need to wait for a text. I just kind of know I'm going to go live my life, and I'm on this team.
Yes.
And it's like all going to happen.
Yes. It's simple as that. And you can do whatever you want. Hell, you could go out on a date tomorrow with somebody else and you could see your SP, and then all of a sudden y'all could lead together. You don't know how it can happen. You simply do whatever you want to do next, and you allow reality to unfold around you because it must, because it's law.
And that's not waiting, knowing that he's still my man, but I know that we're going to like get back together, right?
No, it's not waiting. You already know. It's done. It's yours. It's done. It's yours.
Can I ask you a question about another SP that might help people? That this is like off topic, but I'm kind of curious.
Another SP. You got two of them?
No. I haven't. Okay. I can't say that. I shouldn't say that.
It's cool. I got a few SPs too.
No,
I'm just playing.
Wait. I was gonna go back to the one that I'm manifesting now that we've talked about. That one, the 9 months, whatever. Shebang. This one I liked. We only went out on like a few dates, super innocent. But like he kind of just was like, yeah, I'm not in like the right like mental space, so I didn't want to like lead you on. And I was like, okay, but like it would be cool to have him too.
Okay.
Or like at least go on dates with him.
Then say it.
You know?
Then choose it. Then choose it. Then absolutely choose what you want. And no matter what you hear him say, or no matter what he does, you stay committed. You stay committed to the version of him that you've already chosen. Choose. Choose, and then allow it to unfold.
So I don't have to feel crazy if like we're not texting. Just like, yeah, he still wants to like
Yes.
go out with me again. That's it.
Absolutely. That is it. Seems too good to be true, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's how reality is. Reality is only a bunch of expectations and stories.
So I can just say that and not feel crazy and be like, no, you still like how do I not feel delusional? That's my thing, because I feel like you know a lot. So how do you not feel delusional with these things?
I think
Just go back.
seeing so many, by this point in my life, the things that I've seen myself and people that I've worked with do, delusion is not something that crosses my mind these days, right? Like nothing. I've seen incredible things that I could only consider to be miracles, things that make absolutely no sense. So, delusion is just creating. That's all it is, right? You could sit here and if I tell you, stop being delusional, all of a sudden we start thinking delusionally in the other direction. We start thinking about the things that we don't want. That's delusion as well. But for some reason, that is okay in our society. Put your focus on what you want. It's actually more delusional to sit around and think about the shit we don't want all day. That's the real delusion. Think about what you actually do want. This is not delusion. This is the creative process. This is your birthright. This is what you came down here to do. Just been tricked out of our spot for so long.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely like becoming more aware because like my friend this was another team I was going out for, like in the physical I had like the audition for this like team, which I don't really care if I make or not, but like my friend, she was like, you gotta like hurry up and film like choreography for this, and I like haven't even done it yet. I'm just like, yeah, I'll have it regardless, like it's fine.
Watch what happens, right? Because you've made a choice. But
I'm so chill about it, and she's like freaking out. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's whatever.
even that question, like the I am, like your I am awareness, source within you, God does not need your feelings, does not need your gratitude, or just needs your commitment. God just needs your choice. I am just needs your choice. Just needs you to make up your mind on a story. God does not need anything else. Gratitude, love. People get the life of their dreams without even believing in God. Does just need your commitment to the story. That's it. I don't know how, like, the whole gratitude. We give gratitude because that's just our natural state of being. Because we are source. Right? Because God is within us. Like, that's our natural state of being is gratitude and love. But we don't have to, we're not bargaining or bribing God to give us anything. We're simply choosing what we want, and reality must follow.
Yeah, so you want to like stress about the 3D aspect or like the present moment about all this thing. You just be like, yeah, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's not it.
Exactly. It's mine. That's it.
Okay.
You should just be faithful to that story. And from the knowing of who you are, that you are made in the
I would love
perfect
to be
image.
like one of those people that come back on your live and like ask you texts me or something.
You will be. You will be. You will be. It's 100. We got 100% hit rate.
Live with him for the first time ever, and then this just happened.
Oh, you will. I got 100% hit rate. Don't worry. 100% hit rate. We're not gonna let you turn it to 99%. I was just playing. But no, I got you, man. I can't wait to hear your success story. I cannot wait to hear your success story.
Do you mind if I ask you one more question?
Go ahead. We're here.
It's short. Okay. Okay, so currently I work, obviously I'm trying to I was trying to do a lot of changing, manifesting at once, but I just need to make decisions clearly. But I know if you just decide and be like, oh, I have a new job. I mean, if you think it's that easy, but I need to obviously make money.
You need to,
I'm
huh?
working a job I hate. I literally clean, and it makes me miserable. It kills my confidence. But I want to do something else.
Okay.
So I don't want to stop working because I have a fear of I still want to have that money come in, but I also really hate what I do right now. You know.
What's your story about money?
My mom grew up not having a lot. She was it was really, really bad. There would be her house was just really gross, and it's really she just grew up not having a lot. She was very poor, and then on the other side, I feel the same thing. We just didn't come from a lot, and it was always just paycheck to paycheck and survival instinct, and money is just a huge trigger from since I've been little. So it's I kind of have that fear based, and I don't want to I don't know, I don't want to follow after that. I kind of want to chase my dreams and take chances and stuff. You know?
Well, what do you think prosperity is? What do you believe that? So obviously, God is prosperity, right? And obviously, source is within you, so you must be prosperity. So what do you think is keeping you from identifying with that source within you? Right? My bad. Because we always have an option. We can either identify with an old story, oh, this is just what I've seen in the past, the illusion, or we can identify with the truth of who we are. The truth of who you are is that God within you is prosperity. So why do you think that you are identifying with that story instead of who you really are?
I think it's I've always seen everyone else around me it kind of even with the social media thing I started blowing up a few years ago, and then I kind of just stayed stagnant, and a lot of my friends surpassed me, and then I just stayed the same with social media, and it's kind of happened with money too. They got all this money, and I was so happy for them, and then they got all this clout, and then I kind of just stayed stagnant. So I don't know. I guess it is holding on to the old story.
Yeah, that's a good point though.
I mean,
So
God,
go ahead. My bad. I think you
I think it's also like my family comes from like fear, and I want to have like faith. I kind of want to like break that. They're like, they have faith, but I want to like really have um more faith than fear of the money. And I think I get nervous if I leave this job that they're gonna be like, oh, well, you're not gonna have money coming in. Like, you need to make sure you still have that money coming in when it's not even that much money. It's like really nothing, and I'm like, I work so hard, you know.
I think this is just another area that you have to make a choice in, man. It really is as simple as that. I think right now, it's as if you're treating everything as different, but everything is the same. There's only one thing in this universe, and it is God. There's only one thing. It's the Spirit of God that is everything, right? And that Spirit of God is infinite love, which means you can have infinite love from whoever you want. It's infinite prosperity, meaning you can have infinite money from whatever kind of source you want, flowing in whatever way that you want. It's infinite wealth, knowledge, all of these things. So me thinking that there's a different process for me to choose a job or choose the way that money flows in or choose a person, it's me believing in all these multiple powers. It's me trying to split up God. Right? Now I have to have a technique for money. And then I have to sit under the moonlight for love. Then I have to burn a candle and rub the blood of a sheep that I sacrificed over my head for something else, right? But really there's only one. There's simply you make the choice because you're already all that there is. God is already within you. You are source. You are the source, right? You're already all that there is. Therefore, knowing yourself as that source, seek first the kingdom of God and all things will be added to you. Knowing yourself as that source allows you to choose that, no, my money flows to me in all these abundant ways from all these different sources. I don't have to specify. It flows to me in expected and unexpected ways in all ways. I always have more than enough. Money's always, it's always growing exponentially, right? No matter what I do, money always finds its way to me. Your identity, when I talk about making a choice, it's as simple as making a choice right now. Right now, right? So it's not a drawn out process where you have to go back and reprogram anything. Reprogramming subconscious mind, or it's all an illusion.
Sleep tapes and stuff.
Say what?
Do I have to do like the sleep affirmations?
You don't have to do anything, but right now you can do those things. If they're fun to you, do them. If you believe that they help you, do them. But you don't have to do anything. Even thinking that you have to reprogram something is you saying that right now I'm not worthy. And in the future, when this mysterious mind of mine is reprogrammed, then I'll be worthy. No, you're worthy right now because you are source. You've just been pretending to be somebody that you're not for a long time. Like even you walking around and being like, oh, money, I don't know. You're just pretending to not be source right now. You've just been doing that. All you have to do is make a new decision right now. That right now I'm in alignment with the God within me. Therefore, money must flow to me. Just make the choice. You don't have to affirm nothing. You don't have to do a sleep after. You don't have to do none of that shit. You can, if you want to. Go ahead.
Like, it kind of like got me in like that toxic cycle of like trying to fix or change myself. They're like, oh yeah, like, do the sleep tapes, affirmations, do the scripting,
Yeah.
read more books. Like, I'm just like, I feel like that's never gonna be anything. Because then, like, I'm not saying it's not wrong to be like, oh, I am love itself and all these affirmations. Like, I think that's good, but I think also like this idea, like you said, I have to reprogram my self-concept or like my mind overnight. I think that kind of keeps me like not where I'm fit, right? It's a limiting belief.
Exactly. It just creates separation. Anything that you think or feel that implies that right now you are not the person in perfect alignment for what you want is a lie. It's a limiting belief. And that's what reprogramming is. It's the ultimate limiting belief. One day in the future, I can't tell you when then, or I can't tell you when though, one mysterious day down the road, I will be worthy. When, I can never tell you. Right? This is a huge illusion in the manifesting space. It keeps so many people separate from their desire. I've been reprogramming Alex for a year, 2 years. Stop reprogramming. Know that you are it right now, right? This is why the constant thing I'll try to push is stop trying to be in alignment. Stop trying to be worthy. Stop trying to reprogram. And simply know that you are source. Simply know that you are the creator. Stop trying to be in alignment and know that you are everything that there is. And from that knowing, now create whatever the hell you want.
Like the stop trying. So I should probably stop watching.
Yeah, you should.
Because I watched like 500. I'm like, wait, I don't think this is normal.
Yeah, you definitely should, right? You definitely should. I mean, you don't need any more information.
I feel like that keeps you in line
Yes,
as well.
it does. Like now, if you just need a reminder, cool, go ahead, pull up your favorite YouTuber or whatever, right? But if this becomes your crutch, a negative feeling, all of a sudden you got to hit it like a blunt, right? I'm finna get blocked for saying that. But all of a sudden, your favorite, you have to watch something or do something just because you hear or just because you feel a certain type of way. Well, now there is an issue there. So as long as it's not your crutch, we're cool.
Right. And then like also, I guess like it's a lie too. If it's like, oh, like you need to like lose more weight or whatever, like that's just a lie. It's like a story, right?
To be more in alignment or like more magnetic.
Yeah, like I feel like
Yeah.
I feel more confident when I like, I like anyone does. It's like when they like lose a few pounds, but like I feel like that's a limiting belief. With like
Yeah.
a lover and SB2, I'm like, oh, they'll like me more if I like way less.
Yeah, it's definitely a belief. You'll never be more worthy in alignment, perfect than you are right now, and you'll never be less.
Okay, so it's just a lie.
It's just a lie. It's anything. I think this is a good one for you to remember this question. Anything that implies that you're not in perfect alignment right now is a limiting belief. It's a lie. Anything.
Yeah, because my brain will be like, oh yeah, like we'll come back when you lose weight, and then first it was like, oh, I need more money, and I was like, what? Like this doesn't even make logical sense.
Exactly.
Like, if you love someone, I feel like you don't need to like have those things to be loved by someone. So I don't know why my brain. Because like if that was someone I really cared about, or like a person who like never met you, I would never see someone. You know what I mean? So it's like I say these things to myself. I'm like, wait, like I would never tell my friend that like the guy that she loves wouldn't love her if she needed to, like she needs to meet me and make more money. But like I say these things to myself,
But I think that's the beauty of the journey, right? Is that this journey is a journey of removing those limiting beliefs. It's a journey of self-love. This is the ultimate path, the path of manifestation, the path of self-love, right? So once you decide, you simply walk through reality and you're confronted with all of those limiting beliefs. And the moment that you become aware enough or conscious enough to start identifying them when they pop up and say, no, that implies that I'm not that person now. That's a lie. That's not true. Now all of a sudden, this is that real quote unquote self-concept work, right? It's not sitting and yelling affirmations in the mirror for 10 hours, right? It is, are you aware enough to, as certain thoughts like those cross your mind, to say, oh, no, that's not the truth. I'm in perfect alignment right now, right? That's where the work is. So I think that's a beautiful part of this journey.
Thank you. I learned so much. And honestly, thank you so much. And I'll let someone else go. I feel like a lot of people are saying this was like a very fruitful conversation, and I feel like you probably helped some people too. Well, you did. You helped me, and but me being vulnerable, I hope that helped people as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. No, I feel like I should let someone else go. You answered a lot of my question, honestly. Make a choice and keep bringing it back to that, no matter if I'm like sad, angry, upset. Like just this is what's happening now. Doesn't matter if I see it or not, and it's gonna play out. Like that simple.
Preach. It's that simple. You got this. You have got this. I can't wait to hear the success story. I expect a long, detailed explanation. Say what?
I definitely want to come back.
Most
Definitely
definitely.
like have to come back, and then like I just want to say I'm alive and stuff. You know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just make the choice, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Serena, what it do?
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Hey. Okay, I genuinely wasn't even expecting you to, click on it, but
Why not?
I don't know, because I just joined randomly. I had just actually watched one of your videos about how there is no subconscious to reprogram. And you believing that there is a subconscious to reprogram is creating a reality where you have to reprogram it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I'm at this point in my journey where I literally I don't have it in me to keep working towards something.
Good.
Like I feel like I've been striving towards something instead of just deciding and being. Like I feel like I have the knowledge and tools to get to where it is that I know I'm meant to be. I just overcomplicate it because I feel like it's supposed to be a process.
Yeah.
Like everything else. So I guess how do I take myself out of the process and kind of just flow with life in the sense of not having to worry about anything that this matrix, the conformity, mindset, scarcity, fear, like how can I just be and just flow? I don't think I know how to simply be in this world at all.
Okay. I like that. Let's talk about this. All right. So if I'm going to use an example first, and then I'm going to circle back to this.
Okay.
What is always interesting when we hear people talk about their success stories, especially people in business, like entrepreneurs, sometimes they'll talk about a situation where they hit a quote unquote rock bottom. And from that rock bottom, they were able to get everything that they want. What typically happens at that rock bottom is there's a beautiful moment of surrender. And what that surrender is, I've tried my hardest in every direction. I tried to go left. I tried to go right as far as I could. I tried to go north and south as far as I could. And now I do not know which way to go. And so I guess I will just take the best next step. And if the best next step is to take a nap, I will do that. And then magically they say, well, everything took off. I had to hit rock bottom to go forward. Rock bottom isn't the requirement, but the surrender is. Sometimes we can hit the rock bottom when it comes to this manifestation space as well. We've been doing all the affirmations and the visualizations for so long, and we have to hit that rock bottom so that finally we can actually surrender to who we are. So we can say, okay, you know what? I am going to surrender to that source within me and let it take control. But what does that look like? The number one thing that surrender looks like is it looks like simply being yourself. There's this magic scale that everybody talks about. And like, okay, the highest vibration is authenticity. But what really is like authenticity? Because even when we say authenticity, people are like, oh, okay, well, I have to try harder to be authentic. No, like being authentic just means doing what you think is best in the moment. If you find yourself feeling like you did something too corny or you were too uptight, no, that was just you. It's accepting who you are. It's just accepting who you are. We will often say that we want these perfect people to show up for us. This perfect job to show up in perfect alignment to who we are. But we don't actually allow ourselves to go through life being who we are and just accepting who we are. And so this is what the law of being is. Law of being, right? Just being in flow. just allowing everything to unfold for you. It's not about trying to be anybody different. It's just about naturally walking through life, expecting that good things are going to happen, knowing that you are a source, and just doing your best and accepting your flaws, your quote unquote flaws, your good, your bad, the times that you think you could have given a little bit more. Forgive yourself. Know that you did, that version of you that was there did the best that they could. It's just radical acceptance of self. That's what being is. It's radical acceptance of self. It is, instead of putting my consciousness on everything outside of me, the people, places, things, circumstances, I'm putting my consciousness on myself. And I'm simply going through life saying, okay, what is the best thing that I can do next? I'm doing that, and then I'm accepting myself from that vantage point. So I'll stop right there for a second.
And it's like everything you're saying, I completely understand and I resonate with. Like, I talk about the same things and I help people come to the same level of awareness like that. And it's like, for me, I feel like I'm so attached to my problems, maybe, or my journey, that it can be hard to detach from it, if that makes sense. I think what I struggle with is the detachment from the process, even though I have the knowing that it will all work out. Like, for example, you know, I feel like every single month I struggle. I get the bills paid every single month, but it's still always this fear that lingers in me of where will the money come from? How will I get? Because I've taken a week to, you know, pursue entrepreneurship and, you know, be of service to people, and it's fulfilling, but I feel like there is a mental block within me, and there's a level of detachment within me that I haven't reached in order to tap into overflow, or to be able to attract or to expect overflow with what it is that I'm doing. And I just want to reach the point of being able to rest in abundance and not emit a frequency of lack, because I know that, you know, the universe isn't watching, it's just responding to the frequency that I'm putting out. And I keep attracting breadcrumbs of the abundance that I seek, but never the full manifestation in itself in relation to money. So how can I detach from my fears about money while also resting in the expectation that it's already mine, or I guess deciding that it's already mine? How can I just choose to remain in that decision of knowing that it's mine and I have it?
Well, I would first ask you, even when you talk about breadcrumbs, right? What makes you believe that even the things that you're seeing, right, the quote unquote breadcrumbs of the end? Because what I'll constantly say is that there is no such thing as lack, because God is everything, source is everything. Everything is simply source, spirit, you reflected outward, and you are God, right? So there is no lack. There's simply our failure to see it. So if I'm walking through life, and let's say that I'm affirming prosperity, let's say that I say, okay, I have this amount of money, or I have prosperity in all areas of my life, then I see something that looks like a breadcrumb, and I identify it as such. And I'm like, okay, this is a breadcrumb. How come I cannot get the fullness of that, of what I'm desiring? Right now, I'm going to the middle and I'm affirming who I am right now from the middle, and I'm completely changing my story. So on one end, I can't say that everything is working out, and I know that I am prosperity, and then say, but I'm only getting breadcrumbs. I'm reacting to the middle like it's the end. Therefore, I'm making the middle the end.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when I attract, you know, what I consider, or what I've been labeling as breadcrumbs, or be perceiving as breadcrumbs,
Mm-hmm.
just reframe that perception as, this is abundance, like this is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, yeah, sure, it is what it is. But it's still the perfect unfolding to my abundance. So it's the slight change in the story. So instead of it's the breadcrumb and it's not the fullness of what I want, and I can't attract the fullness of what I want. This is the perfect unfolding to what I want, and it'll continuously get better. It's just changing my story in the middle. I do not acknowledge the middle as the end. The middle is just the middle. The unfolding is just the unfolding. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then can you explain the the affirmation, I guess, the statement, I am God? I feel like I have struggled with that phrase just because I went to private Catholic school my whole life, and
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily align with it when I was in it, but I was a kid, so I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
And as I've graduated, college now, and I've entered on my spiritual path, I align with a different version of God as being my highest self, but there's still some internal. I think it's just a lack of understanding of what God truly is because of all of the different ways, all of the different perspectives that I've been fed. And it's just hard for me to really understand what it is that I'm truly saying, because I'm the type of person where it's I need to understand something in order for it to resonate within me. I have a hard time saying something that I don't really understand. I don't understand what it means. So can you elaborate on what I am God, I am source really mean?
Beautiful. Absolutely, I can. My favorite topic, actually. So I was born into the Catholic Church as well. I went to Catholic school for a little while, and then I went down my own path. I went away, came back to Catholicism, went to Christianity, and then now I'm so far out there that it's ridiculous. But so I initially thought that source was a being, right? An individual being granting wishes, right? It was a very confusing thing for my mind to grasp, right? And then I started identifying God with a race. God was this, God was that. God has these are his favorite people, and yada yada yada. But then I evolved eventually to where I am now, or understand that source is pure spirit. Pure spirit. Okay? And this spirit is everything. Okay, this spirit is the phone that we hold. The spirit is the desk. It's the chair. It is me. It is you. It is every breath I take. It is every part of my body. Right? And this spirit makes up everything. It makes up the atoms. It makes up the trees. It makes up the grass. It makes up every single thing. Okay? But this spirit does not have an identity. The spirit is all that there is. I am the identity of that spirit. Right? Spirit comes into form in me. This is the story of Jesus. Is spirit coming into form, into the quote unquote Son, the Son of God, the Son of Man. Because when we think of the Son of Man, man being all that there is, every single thing. And then from everything, right, man, the Son of Man descends, right? All of humanity is man. And then the Son of Man descends. This is representative of all of us in our reality. In every single one of our individualized realities, we are the Son of Man. We are the Son of God. We are the identity of the Creator. And so through us, the Creator gets to experience a human experience, gets to know itself as source. So this is what I mean when I say I am source. I mean God is pure spirit. God can't be identified with my feelings. God cannot be identified with my love, my gratitude, my gender, with any of that. God is pure spirit. Above all of that, God is all that there is. It is the masculine, the feminine, and everything in between. But within me, God gets to experience itself from one of a billion perspectives, one of billions of perspectives, one of infinite perspectives. Let me put it like that. And so I am the identity of this Creator, creating through reality, or choosing throughout reality to get to know itself better. So that's what I mean when I say I am source.
Okay. And so when you affirm that, I guess, what, is there in a, I guess I struggle with the concept of like affirming and affirmations and feeling like I need to feel it real, or like I need to feel something when I speak, when I say the I ams, when I say my affirmation. And I just like don't feel anything. And so I'm always confused, like, am I doing something? Am I creating an effect? Like, is this thought consciously creating, like, what impact does this statement have on my reality? Or what statement does this have on my perception of self?
I see. Feelings are not important. Nor would I say that feelings are something that will be always felt, right? Most of the time when I say that statement, it's not with feeling. It's simply a declaration. It's me remembering or reminding myself who I am. It's me staying in that knowing and creating from that knowing. So there's no feeling that washes over me. But this is the case in most of the things that I've ever really chosen in my reality. Some of the things that I've talked about, that I've created, I was affirming things like I am source and I am God, and this is going to work out, and I have this amount of money. And the whole time I felt doubt and fear and anxiety, but those things still came into fruition. So those statements are just reminders to me that cut through the nonsense. When I'm feeling down, I can remind myself of the truth. When I'm feeling doubt, I can remind myself of the truth. Hell, when I'm feeling happy, I can still remind myself of the truth. And I can enjoy those times with that declaration and create from a great place. But it's not something that you use to invoke a feeling. It's just a remembrance. God doesn't need your feeling. God is infinite love, infinite prosperity, infinite wealth, right? Infinite gratitude, all these things. What does infinite love need with one drop of your love, right? It doesn't need any of it. It simply needs your loyalty to the story. So me telling that same story is just me making sure that I remember who I am.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like, I guess, I know you say feelings don't matter, like they're irrelevant. But like, I just had this, for as long as I can remember, I just had this like feeling in my chest, and it's not like a good feeling. I guess for a long time, I've tried to convince myself that like I don't feel as numb as I do to life, and I've been trying to. That's why like I've been drawn to your content more, because I feel like I've been in that phase for the past like year and a half of like I need to reprogram my subconscious mind. You know, listening to affirmations of my voice at night, and like doing things like shadow work and figuring out, why do I act like this, and why do I feel like this, and this must be because of something that happened to me in my childhood. Oh, hey guys.
My bad. Battery was low. My bad.
And I just kind of just like don't want to feel like that anymore. Like I feel like right now I'm at the point on my journey where I'm kind of, I guess even this is a question in itself. Like as far as identity shedding and identity shifting, like do you believe that there is a process in becoming, or is it just something that you just kind of stumble into? Because I feel like on my journey right now, like it's been a process of kind of uncovering more things about me to accept, or maybe things that I've been avoiding that I am now accepting about myself. Mm-hmm. And I feel the tension in my chest kind of subsiding. But like there's still a part of me that believes that I have to go through this process in order to get what it is that I want. Like I have to go through this awakening or this some grand becoming to finally be in alignment with what it is that I know is for me. So if there is no process, and there is no subconscious mind to reprogram, and there is no shadow work to do, then what is there to do then? Like what?
Everything.
Yeah, that's the question. Like, what is there to do?
There's everything to do. There's everything to experience. There's infinite different perspectives for you to pick up and carry and walk through life and experience. But there's nothing that you have to do. Nothing that you have to do. You already have the keys to every reality that you want because God is within you. One of my favorite quotes from scripture is, "In my Father's house are many mansions," right? And what that means is that you are the Father's house, right? You are the temple of the Most High. You're the temple of the Holy Spirit. And the mansions within you, within that temple, represent a different dimension, a mansion or a dimension. And a different dimension is just simply a perspective. Every time you change perspectives, you change a dimension. And so you have infinite versions of these of these mansions within you, of these perspectives within you. This makes up the wholeness of who you are. Going through life, why we can experience lack sometimes is because on a soul level, you know that you're infinite. You know that every single version of you exists within you right now. Because you can only see life from one perspective at a time, science calls this the 0.001% of reality that's actually matter. The rest of it being energy and empty space. That's just the one perspective that you can see at a single moment. But because of your infiniteness, because you can only see that one perspective, you're going to naturally feel lack sometimes. That's all it is. Even that lack is just a reminder that you're absolutely whole, absolutely worthy, absolute prosperity, absolute perfection. So because you are infinite, and infinite, when we tend to think of infinite, we think of like a fixed point, a fixed circle. It's just big as hell. But infinite is all that there is, and all that there is still always expanding. So you're still going to want to grow and learn things and expand and figure things out. This is why that enlightenment, awakening, is not a feeling. It is a remembrance. It's a decision. It's a choice. It's a choice to remember that you are source, more than it's some feeling and something that you wake up to one day off a huge dose of shrooms or whatever the case may be. It's simply a remembrance. When we lean too much on our feelings, thinking, okay, my feelings should show me, when I'm in alignment or when I've had this realization or when I'm worthy, that's when we keep ourselves on that hamster wheel. You don't need anyone's permission, anything's permission. You don't need your feelings' permission to remember who you are.
Right. So if we only live from one perspective at a time, and if I choose to operate from the perspective of this is the perfect unfolding towards what it is that I want, that is just simply what will be. Simply what will be, exactly. Okay, and so in relation to money, on the days where there's no bookings, there's no sales, but the rent is coming up. It's like I want to ask, like, how do I control my thoughts? It's just about being conscious of them, but it's more so of like, how can I? Would I just reframe that stillness as the perfect unfolding as well to keep myself in that state of alignment with what it is that I want?
Yeah, you just tell the right story, right? If right now I told you to stare at a plant for 24 hours, you would probably come back to me and be like, it didn't grow at all. But did it? Yeah, it grew the whole time. You just couldn't perceive it. It was beyond our perception. Just because things look like they're not moving does not mean anything. We can only see one room that we're in at a time. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, how people are moving, what is going on to actually give us what we want. So yeah, it's always about the story that you're telling. No movement doesn't mean anything. But from a human perception, when we look out and we see quote unquote stillness, we're like, oh, nothing is happening, right? Why don't you instead make the assumption that if I don't see anything happen, that means everything is happening behind the scenes. Everything is always moving for me.
Right. Okay. Right.
It's always our story. It's always our story.
Everything is always moving. I like that. Everything is always moving. Okay. That's the perfect unfolding.
Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you as well.
How you doing? Do you take me off or like?
Nope. You're stuck now. Too late. Too bad.
I don't know how to click off things.
Nah, I got you.
Hello.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Who is this? No, I'm just kidding.
How you doing, man?
I was like walking and listening to this, and now I'm home. So I
Gotcha.
forgot my question.
I don't know. No problem.
Wait, did you leave?
No, I heard
Fine.
you. Yeah, you forgot your question.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
I
I'm
think
great.
earlier, let me go scroll. Maybe that'll help me remember.
Okay. I should have got another glass of wine.
You should have.
Yeah.
I'm doing like a no drink August. Oh my god. We're in August.
Dang, that's great. Do
And it's
enough for
what?
both. That makes one of us. Do enough for both of us. Or I'll drink enough for both of us. How about that?
Oh my god, why can't I find it? Oh, I think it was earlier when I joined when the girl was talking about how she should stop watching Law of Attraction videos.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, yeah, stop. But why? Isn't
Well,
that supposed to help?
yeah, it can be a help, but it can also be a crutch, right? Like, so if
Or what? Christ?
it can also be a crutch. It can also be an issue. So if I'm using them, like every time I feel triggered, I'm running to some video because I can't stand on my own too, right? Every time I feel like I'm wavering, I'm going to that. I'm making it my own crutch. The truth is that, let me give you my honest truth, my honest opinion. You're not really supposed to be watching all of this law of attraction, law of assumption type content, right? The goal is for this stuff to click, for you to just make it's just about me making a decision, choosing, and then going through reality and doing so, enjoying your life and choosing and being the creator. But we get so locked in on like how to do the techniques and all these things, and where did these techniques come from? Your ancestors weren't running around doing affirmation techniques, doing visualization techniques all the time. Right? So where do these things come from? A lot of times, these things just become impediments on your journey. Right? Filling is the secret, and all of these things that we've been poisoned to believe are the very things that keep us from getting what we want. We're always looking out there for validation. We're always trying to look at somebody else's success story on Reddit or on the comment section. We're always trying to find somebody else's success story instead of just living our life. I'll stop there.
But I guess, like, don't they find a bit of hope in those stories? Like, I feel like maybe people are seeking Reddit or success stories because they want to stay in the frequency or mindset of achieving that story themselves.
Sure. It could be. But how much hope do you need? At what point in time does hope, like as we always say, the universe doesn't run off your hope, right? It runs off your embodiment. It runs off your choice. So at a certain point, like, you can have all the hope in the world, but until you make the decision for yourself, it does not matter. I can sit and I can read millions of success stories. Until I make a choice for myself, it doesn't matter.
Wait, sorry. So you're saying the success stories don't matter as long as we decide what's going to happen?
Yes. You don't need a success story, right? I mean, even Jesus was walking around, he was just giving parables, right? Like, ask and you will be given. Whatsoever you ask the Father in my name will be given to you, right? So do we need success stories? How many do we need? How many? Like even scripture says, right? Even you people need wonders and miracles to believe. And this is what we need. We need somebody else to give us the perfect story of what they did for us to believe in the power that's already within us. But at a certain point in time, the success stories are negligible. They mean nothing. The external reality, what other people do, means nothing. Your faith, right, is the measure of your life. Let it be done to you according to your faith. Not let it be done to you according to all the success stories that you've read. So yeah, those things can be helpful in the beginning, putting you on the right track, shaking you out of the programming of the world. But at a certain point, they can become a problem.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And what if we're like, I feel like I have asked similar questions in the past, but why do you think as humans we're so addicted to the negative stories of what we want? Like, why do you think we're just so attached to being insecure and thinking we're not deserving of what we want, even if it seems silly or out of the ordinary? Like, honestly, like, there are times where I've, like, read some law of attraction or law of assumption stories on Reddit out of pure amusement, and I'm like, it's kind of nuts. Like, you went through these lengths just to like manifest one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think a lot of it's programming, but it's a bunch of different ways, right? We get, yeah, it's a bunch of different things. A lot of it is programming, though. The world shows us, teaches us to think a certain way. The example I always give is, when you think too positive, people will tell you, hey, stop, you got to be realistic, which typically means be more negative, right? So it's almost as if we're taught how to think that way on the ordinary or ordinarily, which is that's the problem in itself. So I think that's one of the reasons. I think it's mostly programming. You turn on the news right now, you don't hear happy pieces. Right? You just hear, unless some random person lives to be 103 and they show them, at a home or something. But other than that, it's bombs here, killings here, this going on here. It's just always negativity. So if your mind is constantly consuming that, then of course, that's going to be what you're putting out as well.